Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the Pitbull of radio. In studio.
Into the darkness you shine.
Mr. Pleasant, good morning to Janelle, Wendy and Roger, Balroop, Carmen, Yo Brady Bunch, Peter, Sensible, good morning. Afiza D. Mohammed, good morning to you. Balaraj, Sonita, Chandra, Benjamin, a pleasant good morning to you. Roma Price, Pamela, Michael Scotland, hey Kevin George, Joyce, good morning to you. Barup, Pearl Daniel Singh, Jason Mitchell, Zebrangani, Trini Nairo, good morning to you.
Into the darkness,
Darren Mohan,
out of the
Councilor Di Vega Di Orpu, a pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting Denver, his brother Denver Mohan, good morning to you. Angar, all of you. All the man, Angar. All the man, Susan Holder. Neil De Silva. Nasser Hussein. Hey, to the chairman. Philip Kerr and all of you. Good morning. A freezer D Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you, Ryan Ali John. Jacqueline Sammy, good morning. Sokai, good morning to you. Davy, good morning. Zaroda, Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Davy C. Posad, eh? Reynold, good morning to you. Do that. Mohana, good morning. Claudia, Sharma, a pleasant good morning to you.
With us, and what can stand against? And if our God is for us,
Hey, Susan Modi, Bahari, a pleasant good morning to you.
God is with us, and what can stand against? Stand against.
With that Evangeline, powered up, a pleasant good morning to you. First time I see Nani.
God is great,
Thanks for looking onto the ground report.
God is stronger.
Majid Ali, good morning. Dave Maharaj, good morning to you.
Our God is here.
Arish Ramnarayan, a pleasant good morning to you. Anna Almun Sami, a pleasant good morning. 35087, a pleasant good morning to you. Troy Smith and your wife, a pleasant good morning. From Chan, Sukraj, a good morning to you. Just School, a pleasant good morning. Princess Stone, a pleasant good morning to you. Danish Pusada, good morning. Gloria Escala, a pleasant good morning. Rick Lachman, good morning to you. Survivor, good morning to you. Cyril Rup Chan Singh, good morning to you, my brother. Demorius Husley, hey, better known as Tabakit, good morning to you. Linda Baron, good morning. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Radical Ramjit, good morning to you. Neil De Silva, already said good morning to you. Delia, good morning to you. Was trying to get here yesterday, Delia again. Wanted to get the let's check up on you, see how you and Neely Silver going on you. Anyhow, Brian, Gail, good morning. Kathleen, Aaron, good morning to you. Time will we talking about, let me take it in.
Into the darkness you shine.
Bang, 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 bang.
There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any.
Oh boy, Corbin Lachmana, good morning. Jill Monroe, Bernadette, a pleasant good morning to you. Damian Vincent, Anton, good morning to you. Afro Azali, good morning.
Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other.
Madison Wilson on the beat. Miss Lorna. Miss Brooklyn. Hey, Miss John John. Sita. Hercules. Nigel Black, good morning to you. Roger. Maharaj, good morning. Polly, good morning to you. Omer Rampasad, good morning to you. Rolly, good morning, Rolly. Good morning. Krishna, good morning to you. Peter Samlal Singh. Nathaniel, a pleasant good morning to you. Mubarak, a pleasant good morning.
The ground report with Mickie and Lennox Smith.
Maria Calitarana, pleasant good morning to you, Pujam John. Wayne Felix, Sandy Jones. Including Mutu. Nigel Black, good morning. Amsukal, good morning to you.
Into the darkness you shine.
Out of the ashes you rise.
There's no one like you.
None like you.
Our God is greater.
Pundit. Param. Maraj, a pleasant good morning to you. Hey, let me say a pleasant good morning to Isam Kasim. Pastor John. Hey, and a double sun roti. The Iron Lady. Jimmy Ram Crit. Hey, Dr. Goben, good morning. Big Ram, how are you going, my brother?
Into the darkness you shine.
Faye and Mr. Clarence. Mr. Clarence, a pleasant good morning to you.
We rise. There's no one like you.
Echo of Horrors, good morning, my brother. You're easy, you know, Echo. What are we going to see? It always have good news. The only bad news is the PNM still in we face. And we want them out we face. Not so, Christopher. Jordan. Not so. Samantha. Not so. Amelia. Not so. Ramona sing.
My God is stronger. You are higher than the other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God.
Amelia, tell me we're talking about. Oh, send my if you see it, send me that on my WhatsApp day. The same 3663053. How will you like the bus? Mark Cummins and his family.
He's for us, and who could ever
About Cummins and his family.
stand if our God is with us? And what can stand?
Where is that? Let me send it for me.
Our God is for us, and who could ever stop us?
3663053.
And what can stand against?
morning. Pringala Mohan, a pleasant good morning to you. Alfonso, Andrea, how are you going? Good morning to you. Rosman, Ram Gulam, good morning. You send it at Kendrick. Passad, where you at, man? Hey, Kendrick. Man. As is on the lazy man. I can't get easy now. Oh, shock. Oh, good morning to you. Sharon Williams, a pleasant good morning to you. Tell me a pleasant good morning to Donna Gatkins. She plays, she don't listen to the program. The hell with she, good morning to you. I the first you and see the family, you know, Donna Gatkins. I had to tell her that I ain't what she vexed, man. Hey, Jason Phillip, good morning. Hey, Brent Williams, good morning.
Bang, bang, bang.
Carol, good morning. Salman Batiste, how are we going? Hey, let me give you an idea what I was doing. What took place over the weekend, but I'll do it again later on in the show about after 8. It's good, it's good.
Water you turned into wine.
Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you.
Into the darkness you shine.
Out of the ashes you rise. There's no one like you. None like you. My God is greater. My God is stronger. Yeah.
God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God.
Hey, Ratchet Orlando, good morning. Donna Lewis, good morning. David Sammy, good morning to you. In case I missed some of you all while putting other things in place.
The darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you.
Hey, Dave, out there in Canada, a pleasant good morning to you, Dave. How are you going, my brother? Baby, a pleasant good morning to you. Teacher Balmain, all of you.
Our God is stronger.
Ready in Vancouver, all of you, the whole baby clip. Teacher Balmain clip, good morning to you, ladies. Fighters.
Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And
Bang, bang, bang.
Let me go down like this. over the weekend was nice. I must say, all kudos to Dr. David Lee, MP for Caroni Central, and his back to school initiative. What a man, what a man. I was happy to see. A lot of people can't afford to go to the barber with their kids. They get them back to school. Not so, Annette Drakes. Balroop, how are you going, my brother? Mickie Thunderboom, good morning. Balroop, we went and you staying away from Trinidad now? Well, best Rowley in power. When the says you all the way. You used to be coming to Trinidad with Rowley in power. We in power and you ain't reach back here yet? Nah, man, Balroop, man. Where hiding from? You pick up a big bottom, big red PNM woman or something here. Because UNC when you're afraid to come back to fair shower. I can't understand this at all. I can't understand this. Barpo, good morning to you. Mr. and Mr. Lauketa, good morning. Miss Rodbrook, good morning, Mommy Rodbrook. Hey, Miss Central, how are you going, girl? Oh, my friend always traveling in the car, eh? Marsha Walker, Marsha Walker people, good morning. My girl here went on over the weekend. I would say this man. Yeah.
Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you.
None like us. Ah!
Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Trinidad and Tobago, you're shooting Pitbull radio. Right here at Caroni Central. Yes, Dr. David Lee's office. What an initiative by an MP, man. What a great initiative. Today, Saturday, before school open, hundreds of youths, hundreds of kids will be coming right here at Caroni Central and getting their hair cut to go back home to school. Come on, let me show you. What an initiative. As well, you can see everything set up real nice. Watch me. I'm feeling good for the children, man. As you all see, airport, all barbers, everybody inside here. Again, a great initiative by Dr. David Lee. What an MP boy. All these young people here, all these young children in Caroni Central. And we're going to organize a trip over 100 and something kids. Over 100 and something kids will be getting trimmed here today. Again, what an initiative. And all these things set up real nice. Nice, well, let's see all of these set up. Again, we must say Trinidad and Tobago. Kudos to Caroni Central, MP Dr. David Lee, and this initiative, airport, and all these barbers coming out here today to make sure that all these young children, school children, boys, get a haircut before school Monday opening. School opening Monday, please God. Again, a great initiative by Dr. David Lee. Wow, 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 wow. I don't like take a haircut too much. Yeah, the Pitbull going to take a haircut too. Yeah.
Awesome in power, our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand
bang, 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 bang.
Skinny fabulous. Marshall. We don't see color. Y'all Harvest World. Anywhere that we go, you feel I'm moving up here with me, mama. With me, mama. When we come to we push up back, turn up like a heart. Everybody jumping up together, mashing up together, waving up together, 'cause when we roll, we don't roll alone. Skinny fabulous. Together. Marshall. We don't see color. Yardin. Together. Harvest World.
Hey everyone, my name is John Transform. I'm the owner, the founder, head barber at the Airport Barber Shop.
Who's that you're talking to?
You're talking to TS. You hear?
Nice. Oh boy. It was nice. Very, very, very nice. Around 8:08, so I'll go play this again, man. And we could see a great initiative by the MP, Dr. David Lee. That was a good initiative. Josh, the Pitbull, was invited to that day. You know, it was nice. It was really, 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 really nice. Oh boy. By Dr. David Lee and the head barber of Airport, Javon. And all those rest of barbers and them there, man. Well, children get fixed up nice, quick. Real nice and quick. Yeah, children get fixed up real nice and quick. That's what we talking about.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Well, you all see the cops find that kidnapped victim. But unfortunately, oh boy. Hey, Mickie Tanaboom, you're supposed to say, and I want a UNC trim by Dr. David Lee office too. You had to put in over in our house and thing, you had to put in a trim too. Remember, you everything, you know. Rupert, you're listening out there from Queens. Good morning to you. Trini Chedi, good morning. Pastor Bahari, good morning to you. I just choke when I say that, you know. Bobby, good morning to you. Dendidial, good morning. Ramdas, good morning. Patricia Reed, you ain't turned yet. You'll find out real work to do with you, you know. Turn around quick, you know, because I got to get rid of you, you know. Yeah, I don't like hard no woman, you know. It's either you're conforming to the Pitbull likes and needs. Once, I like the UNC. Trinidad and Tobago needs the UNC right now, not PNM. And Trinidad and Tobago, all of us need to live better, deserve to live better, want to live better. And this government will ensure that we all do. So don't take too long because I will put you out. You understand? I will divorce you, I'll get rid of you. I don't like hard no woman, you know. It's either me and you on the same page or not. You can live in my house. Eat with me, drink with me, laugh with me. For whole 4 hours, 4 hours on a morning, you're there. I pick up a whole 10 cents and I'm trying to shine you into a shilling at 25 cents. But you rejecting that upgrade, you know. If I can upgrade you, Patricia, I saw why it's a woman. If I can upgrade you, I don't want you.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
So hurry up, take your upgrade, because I'll pull you out. Carla! Lalchan, good morning. What about Black Chinese? I ain't see she in the morning. Morning, Black Chinese. Nonora, come about, good morning. Glenda Isaac, good morning. Why all this only come on late lady and so? Oh, you're in Florida, boy? Kerr. Man, you home, man. You're not driving today, man. Just back relaxing. I told you like to work. Vanessa Daniel, good morning. Jill Monroe, good morning. What PNM doing what then? PNM do nothing for no body, Patricia Reed, girl. You see? Man, that was say, I can't be a wrong and hard no woman, you know. I hold on to you for a little while, I try to change you. If it is you don't want to change, I get rid of you. Next, it must have a next woman out there to go come in. That was PNM or wherever I'm playing it, and then they go say, nah, Pitbull, you're talking sense. Yeah, I for you. Yeah, I follow in the dreams, man. Yeah. Yeah, we gain anti-karma chance and thing. That's how we had to do it. Yeah, she. UNC, try and think for yourself now. But we ain't see PNM end up always do it, but they ain't do it. They ain't do it. Show my video with someone of them doing it now. Preparing the children for back to school. Cletus morning. Cletus. Selwyn Lopez, I done tell you morning already, man. Kamal! Morning. Like Kamal singing. Who I tell morning, let's send me WhatsApp now. Whoever forget. Oh, Dennis C. Paul and Journey. Dennis and Journey. Morning to you all. One partner for my Rima there, so who was in Trinidad the other day? Hey, Daisy morning. Job morning. I tell them people and them hold on. Jama Philip, good morning. Davika Balkaran, good morning, Michael. All two Job, morning Jobs. Like Hannah Ryan sing. The next show by done past him. Danny, morning. Audrey, how you going? Yeah, that shoot. You know, Andy, they still were here. I trying to get here away from being a penny into a shilling, a 50 cents, a silver dollar. But you want to stay as that old rusty penny. That Patricia Reed. Harper, good morning. Marilyn Seacharan, good morning. Matilda Rhodes, good morning. And Maria Amen, a pleasant good morning to you. Ruben, a pleasant good morning. I don't know gun talk, Papa. That's serious talk. There's a woman I'm trying with. Look at how long. I used to try with I want to live better. I want an AGC house, this, that. And this brother turn his ways and understand he in good house. It's just he want everything. I want to pay him to get a trim too. But you ain't changing at all. Your way is staying dirty. When 12 o'clock, you still want to watch your RSS and you want to clean the house, cook the food. When weekend, you want to go out and lime and drink with girlfriends. You is a woman always in some girlfriend or somebody's house. That kind of dirtiness, a man can't hold on to that too long. It's either you want to be in a good house or I pull you out and you go. Where you catch your call, blow your nose.
Bang, 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 bang.
And if you catch your call with the penny, stay a penny. You will never be elevated to a silver dollar. Nice. All you hear with this? Calendar, pleasant good morning to you. All you hear with this? Freddie Brown, good morning. Abraham, good morning. All you know, look on, all you later. School opening. Let me say a pleasant good morning to all the school kids are going back to school this morning. KK, all of you. Ivan, good morning. Timothy Roberts, good morning. Tower, good morning, Tower. Echo say, Andy, read this morning. So Patricia, I will not even hold her hand to cross the road. Oh God, you see nobody anymore here. I still holding on to you. Don't change your ways. I'm going to pay you out. Don't cry, you know. Don't cry at all. Is that you change your ways? Support the Pitbull. Or you'll have to leave this place. Let the penny try to do what the dollar was trying to. The dollar was doing plenty more, you know. But now you want to stay with the penny. Stay there.
Bang, 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 bang.
Sanita Lalu, good morning, John. All of the lines are open. What is your front burner? How was your weekend? How things with all the grandchildren and all the children when it coming back to school? Did you all get through with the things that you all needed for the kids to go back to school? Or, you know, you get some and you'll get the others. You ain't get all the uniform you wanted, you just had a thing too. Wash one today, the next day upon the next one. Wash that one, you understand, and rotate accordingly. Carmen Sibalak, out there in Queens, New York, good morning. D'Souza, good morning to you. Bernadette Kiaria, no reach it. I Bernadette day before you already, you know. All of the lines open, let me hook up this thing there. I want to hear some voice notes early. I want to hear what's on your front burner. We know well this kidnapped victim, the police retrieved the kidnapped victim. Kidnapped dead. Oh my God. Morning, caller.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning. Good morning to all the supporters. Come report.
You see you, Freeport?
Uh-huh.
I hailing you out, you driving, I hailing you out. And you pass me straight like a bus driving your car. You swing down by the road by the MP office on the left-hand side. You swing down that road after the car wash. I was in the road there and I'm hailing you. Freeport! Hey! And I'm trying to get a flyer. You pass me straight, all kind of thing. I said, look at this Freeport.
Oh, God, Andy, sorry. I take a flyer from somebody there.
It's me you take the flyer from and I talking to you and you drive off.
Yes. Andy, hear what happened. You're pressuring yourself too much. You was looking black, boy. I didn't make you out. Sorry.
All right.
I would have stopped and talked to you.
That's nothing, man. I was the main man out there just letting the people who going in and out within the constituency know well. For those who didn't know, here it is. Get the kids ready, hitting them a flag. Get the kids ready. Right now we have about 20 barbers inside there. And it's back to school for kids, free. Some people say, well, 13, 14, about 15 years old. I'll say so long as they're going to school. Besides that, big men say, well, what about them if they could come and get a trim? I say, yeah, you could come and get a trim. Just put on your khaki pants and blue shirt and come in. Yeah.
So I could walk with a khaki pants and blue shirt too?
Khaki pants, blue shirt and put on your sneakers and you could come and get a trim.
Yeah, boy, I'm sorry about that.
You pass me like a bus and I talking to you, you know. You're driving quick, going. Go ahead, man. Where's your contribution otherwise? Look, I only hope you ain't cut your contribution. You pass your partner, the Pitbull straight. How am I going to do with that?
I'm saying sorry again.
All right. But what's your contribution this morning, my brother? What, the health office, the hospital?
What I want to know, like all these PNM people wasn't corruption, boy. It have anybody's name didn't call? Just imagine a seeing Foster Cummins and his family get a $15.6 million HTC contract just before election, boy. Everybody's everything before election, so. Answer me now, boy.
Yeah, well, you go ahead. Imagine that. Go ahead.
And Penny can't see these things. And here the nice thing about Penny. Penny saying 2 years ago, pensioners and senior citizens seen trouble to get grants. But the trouble is this, UNC only in power 4 months ago. So what you was doing, Penny, these people and their memory real short, you know. They're real short. And I forget this woman's name, boy, oh Lord. This woman was bashing Kamala, wanted to go and fight with Monroe against Kamala. Giselle Jackson. You know now Giselle Jackson talking on the other side of she mouth. Somebody says she gone crazy and I believe that. And Masha Walker, the next one. Something wrong to these people and them, boy. I cannot see that a government trying their best to do the right thing and to do as much as they could do in the shortest space of time. And nobody want to support them. Everybody wants now. And Andy, before I go, I want to thank my MP. The river behind the MP office that I was complaining and asking to get it clean for 4 years. I get bashed, and the person who bashed me, not living in my constituency, now they're on a board. We get the river clean. We get the pavement up by the Upper Sea Presbyterian School clear. It cut for the first time for this year. So the children had was to walk on the pavement when they go back out to school. The children had was walk on the edge of the road. Now they could walk on the pavement comfortable. So thanks to David Lee and his crew, every time I call them to talk to them, there is act up. There is act up. The whole of people getting water, plenty, well, I have to say almost 75% better than what it was. I used to get water 4 times for the month, sometimes 2 times for the month. Now we getting that 4 times for the week and better water pressure. So again, thanks to Dr. David Lee and his crew, they're working on our behalf. And I telling some people, I said, do not wait until the MP walk to find out what's going on, because the MP don't only have the people in the constituency to look after. They have other work they have to do in cabinet. So if you could go and report to them and let them know what's taking place, you may get some help. And I tell the MP, and then I say, once after the election, the budget passed, with my help, I want to make Caroni Central one of the best constituency in the country. Because they walk in. If I tell you they walk in, and you know as a man, do not stand for stupidness like the previous MP. Behind the office had a big tree. The river clog up, the river never clean, and they never see it fit to clean that river. But the only problem I had, the owner of the land where the mottle tree in the river, he had a problem with them. So they didn't want to interfere with the tree because they didn't want to get in trouble. But it's a mottle tree, not to say that chestnut tree or orange or something, that you don't want them to move on the edge of the river then. So I want to thank them again, and thanks for taking my call. Give somebody else a chance.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Hi, good morning, Andy. Thank God it's Monday morning again, and we are here to work together and, for the betterment of Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, over the weekend, so many things went wrong that I am sometimes still wondering what is taking place in this country. First, to begin, let me talk about the children, the police in schools from today. Andy, we have been having a serious problem in school with these children for years. All we had was talk, and more talk. And the children were getting more and more unruly every day because they realized there were no consequences for the bad action. Now we have a responsible government who makes sure they don't only talk, they put things in place. The same people over the finding for the police and gun go kill the children. The police with the guns in school go kill the children. The police with guns will have the children traumatized. They don't ever see the good in any situation when this government do it. You understand? Why they don't just hush if they don't have nothing to say? I am listening to the news thing last night. a criminologist, I think it's Ferguson is her name. She given a whole verse and chapter about the armed police in school. And then another therapist name, I think is Smith, no, James, she given her whole verse and chapter. Where were these people when the children were getting on so much in school? There was so many, a little boy committed suicide because of the bullying in school. People afraid to send their children, the children afraid to go to school because of the bullies. You understand? And now there's something in place to deal with these people complaining. I want to say this morning, thank you to the UNC government. Thank you again to the Minister of Education. You have, when you are put in a position, you have to do what has to be done, and all who want to criticize, let them criticize. Always do what is best for Trinidad and Tobago and the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and who vex lost. Congratulations. Now all your people who have all your unruly children, all you better read them the riot act and tell them they're going to school to learn, not to misbehave. You understand? So we're going on forward with that. That is a blessing. Another one for the UNC. You understand? You understand. I'm going to have to talk a little long this morning. Then we're looking at Foster Cummings. What the hell you giving Foster Cummings' wife and his daughter a 15 million HDC contract to do? And since 2019. What it is these two people were doing to be given a $15 million contract when you have so many people in this country can't buy a bread. And the people not seeing, they're still not seeing what took place, you know. But anyway, I am hoping the Attorney General and whoever responsible deal with them, and let me find out what the hell the two of them or the three of them do with the 15 million. You understand? And another thing I want to talk about, the school in Gasparello. You see the beautiful school that you. He is going where sometimes the police don't reach. You understand? And he is helping the people most in need. But Trinidadians is so ungrateful, and they like to look at evil in every situation before they look at the good. I am watching that man, that pilot that they kidnapped there on Wednesday or Friday, whatever it is. And Andy, look where Cascade is. Look where the Belmont police station is. You understand? If they had responded immediately to the call, that man would not have been held. And thank God he was murdered. And I remember when I was in New York, then I was in Queens, and there were two buttons on the wall. One was emergency and one was something else. By mistake, Andy, I pressed the one for emergency, and I swear on the Bible, Andy, before my finger was even off of that button, you hear? Somebody came on immediately. What is your emergency? So if somebody was getting killed, they would have responded immediately. And the commissioner of police have to make sure, blessing to all the good hardworking police there, they have to make sure that they get rid of all these lazy, worthless police in the station who are not doing their work. And they are the ones who are responsible for innocent people getting killed, you understand? Start getting serious with them. And I want to also say congratulations to the commissioner of police and all the police who went on that mission to save that man's life there. Blessings to all you, and thank God that the man was saved, you understand? But the only thing that they didn't do, they said they killed one, they should have killed five, because you think it was five of them. They should have killed all of them. I'm fed up of them. Too much talk. We have a country that talk, and no action. Now it's action time, and the action humbugging and disturbing all of them, all the economists, all the therapists, all the criminologists, all the essentialists who sit down there and contributed nothing to the well-being of Trinidad and Tobago for the past 10 years. All of them know verse and chapter now when they come in to tell the UNC what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. They don't want no advice from none of all you. This government is competent. They know what they have to do, and they are doing it, and they will do it. And all who vex, you hear? It's clean-up time. It's time for change. And we cannot change and continue doing the same thing. So I want to say this morning, blessings to all the people in this country who are working together, who are supporting and looking forward to changing Trinidad and Tobago and making this country the better place that we know that it could be. Blessings to all, and let us keep up the good work. And we know we are moving forward. And all who want everything now, all you look back and see how much millions and billions PNM was given to their friends and their family, all like Cummings. How one of them was getting how much billions and the rest of it was getting nothing. All you learn sense. You'll get some sense in all your brain, you understand? But again, blessings to all the good people, blessings to my government, and God bless our nation. Blessing, Andy.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, Mommy Roadbrook. All of the lines are open, eh? The lines are open. Yes, I'll wait your calls. You are trying to do some things by the time there. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Morning, Andy.
Good morning to you.
Andy, I support Ms. Woodbrook on that stand. The commissioner should have killed all them police, should have killed all them kidnappers and them. The man now we get a real commissioner. Right? The next thing is that I want to let Dolly know to go and look for the red coach.
There are so many constituencies where people waiting a year, 2 years. You can't get your pension. You can't get your public assistance. They have no officer.
I felt shame, boy. I felt embarrassed.
Good morning. As our children go back to school this morning, I want to give a message out to fathers. Father, you need to make especially sure that you affirm your children. You have incredible influence over them every day, just as you bless your wife, bless your children as well. Look at each child and say, I am so proud of you.
Go ahead, I'll play that voice note in a little bit. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox, Mickie, Newbie, and to everybody out here. Woodbrook, well said, is a bunch of mocking pretenders in this place, a bunch of liars. You know what has amazed me, Andy? Some of them, they have 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot over. The line wouldn't stop. The line wouldn't stop, Andy. Every day and twice on a Sunday. I don't know what they hope to achieve by that. Andy, look, I sent something for you. Where Dolly, a couple of years ago, wanted police in the Belmont secondary school. And now all of them talking because this government don't want to put armed police in the schools. It was Kamla Pasabi Sasa who said these mothers and them sending out the monsters there for the teachers to deal with. No. It wasn't she who said that they get to know like hyenas in the African jungle. No, it was Keith Rowley. It came out of the mouth of the PNM Balize House. Right? And now this government trying to do something about the violence in the school. All their brother coming to talk about it wrong. But as Woodbrook rightly say, you don't bother with them, Mr. Pasabi says so. Right, Madam Prime Minister, you do what you have to do to control the violence in school because it's too much. How many children we saw because of the bullying and the committed suicide, and we saw it. It happened about 30 years ago with Stuart bullying the little boy Imran Khan. The child had to leave school after he bust his head. Right? And the violence coming down. So why should we just fold our arms now and say, no, we don't, let me close the band, no. Or let them run wild like hyenas. No. Something has to be done because the wrong child is going to get killed. Look at you, either if you remember, some months ago, it could be a year or so, in Tranquil, where this fight break out and they beat the principal as well. And who was the principal of the school then? Robinson's daughter. We saw her on the ground, they're beating the lady. So we must allow that, right? We as parents who have good children must allow that to happen, to continue to happen. No, something has to be done. And now this other thing with Foster Cummings and the man trying to justify it, The man trying to justify it. I remembered years ago under the partnership government when Ishkal Baransingh's daughter the daughter had nothing to do with the father. Right? She was an independent contractor who got a contract, applied and got a contract to pave HCC houses, the car park and thing. PNM kick against it. Look at how much money all of them get in. Ministers, husband, wife, father, everybody get in. And nobody see anything wrong with that. Nobody, Andy. The next thing is Brian Manning with this with the CL financial liquidators and them. Where Brian Manning get any mother operating under a shell company? Here now, we have to get a good exorcist in this country, A real good exorcist in this country. Because who in blighting themselves in the country with lying is because it's with corruption. It's with corruption. And I hope this government, but I know they're not going to do it, right? Sit down and turn a blind eye to all that. No, we're not going to allow that at all. Right? Because they demonize the UNC from 2015 to 2025 about corruption, about who thief and who ain't thief. Right? Now, I ain't say any one of them thief before they come out to say, I say the thief. Right? But look at what's going on. Rowley, you see, he didn't smell what was right under his nose, but he was smelling it from other people. And Andy, I admire. It was Joshua Simangal and Ken Ali and all those who brought out those two, especially those two things over the weekend with Brian Manning and Foster Cummings. And I am waiting patiently to hear what Penelope Beckles is going to say about what took place. Let me see if she's going to continue playing deaf, dumb, and blind, or only coming to talk a pack of crap about people waiting for their pension 1 and 2 years now, and this government don't want to give it. Why should they go and ask Donna Cox? And Andy, this morning I'm making an appeal again for the differently able people, to the Minister of Social Welfare. Please give these people back their food cards. Please give them back their food cards. These people need that food card. Andy, I went to the grocery yesterday, and I don't know how some people making out. I don't know. Everything is getting more and more expensive. But we now have to cut and contrive. That's what we have to do, cut and contrive. And this morning, I'm going to say it again. Please give back the differently able people their food card. They need it. They really, really need it. Andy, thank you very much for listening to me. And I want to say something before I go. Whatever I say, whoever garden it falling or they can plant it, it don't bother me. Thanks a lot, Andy. Take care.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Next caller, man. Ole call. Next caller. By the meanwhile. Go ahead, next caller, morning.
Listen, good morning, my brother Andy Williams. Listen, good morning to you, Mighty K. Pleasant good morning. Lennox Smith, pleasant good morning to you, my brother. Trinidad and Tobago, well said. Mr. Napur, Mr. Antapur, Mr. Woodbrook, well said. Andy, I want to say pleasant good morning to all the children returning to school this morning. I want to say pleasant good morning to the Commissioner of Police for a job well done. And I want to say something to Trinidad and Tobago. Whatever talk on the ground, and you see, that's why crime wouldn't stop. They will be able to bring down crime to a level. But once these things is going on in the country, the people on the ground is be observing certain things in this country and they'll be talking about it. When I think a company like Clico could have $100 billion in assets, and in 10 years' time, it could come down to 20 billion remaining because of Mr. Carl Imbut, who was the finance minister for 9 years and months in this country, and the loot and the plunder of this country, and the police commissioner, the DTP. Oh God, please, we are calling on you all. You all are dealing with the small people on the ground who are looking for money. Yes, deal with the crime, nip it in the bud. But you see the white-collar crime with these people looting out the country. These people literally loot out and plunder out this country. They take the assets from us, the citizens' assets, and somebody have to be held accountable for these things. I see a gentleman crying when you're explaining what it is taking place with Clico, knowing that these people put out a hard earnings, and Clico was a black man company. Clico was a black man form under Mr. Pandey to show black people that we care. And watch what these people, watch what Mr. Carl Imbut come and do, and the Commissioner of Police, please, while you solve this problem now, time to lock up these people because people watching. If all you're locking up the small man and all you're locking up these people, that means all you're giving these people the opportunity to continue doing what they're doing. That's why they're doing people all these things, and yet they're still trying to mobilize people to come and support them. To do what? What are mobilizing people to come and support them? Why them fooling the people so continually, the constant fooling the people? Time to lock up these people, Commissioner of Police, Mr. DTP. Oh God, I want to do something for the citizens at Trinidad and Tobago. We know everybody wants money. We know everybody wants something. But these people literally overdoing it, people. Overdoing it. So Andy, I'm watching and I'm listening to hear what will come out of these things. Because you can have $100 billion in assets, the population assets, taxpayers thing, and then because you're the finance minister, you have the right to sell it out to do what you want to clone. Come on. Is that right, Andy? Is that right, Trinidad and Tobago? I looked on and I listened. I want to hear the right or the wrong.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Next caller.
Bang, 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 bang. The ground report with.
Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Morning, Andy. Andy, when they go lock up these people, boy, when they going to lock up these people, it's time to lock up these people, boy, starting with the Dwayne, boy. The Dwayne, that finance minister man, boy, who was the finance minister, and Rowley, and Rohan Sinan, and what about Alwari? Look at the amount of things they get on Alwari, and they put a man behind bars. Look at this Foster family, and Wig Robinson. Right, the whole of the PNM cabinet need locking up, boy, and Brian Manning. Yeah, your father must be ruling in the grave day, boy. But then he's supposed to be ruling.
Good morning, caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
A pleasant morning to you, Andy, the Pitbull. This is Tabakit.
Tabatkita, pleasant good morning to you, my brother. Go ahead.
And to Mickie K and Lennox and Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world. Let me speak to the issue with SRP and police in the school. I'm going to give full support to the Minister Dowlat and to the Commissioner of Police. I'll tell you why. For many years, the problem of school violence was plaguing our nation. They're fighting inside the school. They're fighting outside. They're carrying weapons. Andy, do you know? I wonder if Trinidad and Tobago is aware that from time to time they will get children with firearms in the school. It have children who have drug block. Let me repeat this, Trinidad and Tobago, all you wake up, Do you know they held children already with firearms in the school? It have children that have drug block in the school. It have drug blocks around the school. Trinidadian is too disingenuous. For years they've been begging, do something, do something. And now Ms. Posad, the Honorable Prime Minister, see it fit via her Minister Dowlat of Education. Look, the horse would have bust the stable and we must do something. Andy, what we had all the time in our nation school was mass hemorrhaging. And I'm saying, yes, I support full kit. Let me repeat. I support the full kit with police officer. Andy, let me tell you, you know very well I am up and about. Sometimes when you see children fighting like animal, you remember the same Dr. Rowley said that the children behaving like hyenas, that is the wild dog in the forest of Africa. He had said so then. And then the Rowley administration did not put any mechanism in place to deal with the school violence. So when Dolly coming and run up her mouth, Andy, let me repeat, I give full support to Minister Dowlat and the Commissioner of Police. And the type of violence, and let me repeat this, from time to time, they will hold children with firearms in the school. Children, listen, there is gangs. Let me say this, there is gangs in certain hotspot schools. There is drugs selling in the school. There is drug blocks around the school. And this is a thing we have to highlight to let the people know what time it is. And as I close, let me say this. When you have poor parenting and children coming from broken homes and where the absent father, and these children go to the school and lash out, and I'm saying drastic action calls for drastic measures. I give full support to the Prime Minister, to the Minister, and to the Commissioner of Police. We have to take the fight to rid the schools of drugs, guns. And let me add this, people may not want to hear it. Licensed prostitution too. These are the things have been taking place in our nation's school. So again, hats off to the government, the Prime Minister, by at large extension, the Minister of Education and the Commissioner of Police. They had to do something. Tabak it out and off. I thank you.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The lines are open. What's on your front burner? What's supposed to make news that's not making news? What do you want to talk about? The lines are open for you, We'll get the numbers 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp voice note or a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053. The lines are open.
Good morning. As our children.
All right, go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning to
This
you.
This is Tobago. Morning to Lennox.
Tobago News. Mr. Pleasant, good morning to all my Tobago brothers and sisters that are locked onto the ground report. Good morning to each and every one of you. Go ahead, Tobago.
Yeah, this is the health center. I'm out with the teeth, with the doctors.
Yeah. We'll go on with the health center and the teeth and them doctor them.
Well, I ain't go back today. I ain't go back there yet. They give me a number to call, and when I call it, it's not in service. I give me a number to call, and when I call the number, it's not in service. But what I already called this morning to say, you see, Mother Bernie, I did have respect for Mother Bernie. But after what she said, I have no respect for she again. You understand what I'm saying? Why should I take my pension to go and take out teeth, and I've been paying health surcharge and I'm paying tax? Tell me something. When I was working, I was paying health surcharge. So what I supposed to do? Leave that there and let Mother Bernie and she family or the next woman down in Trinidad and her family use up my health surcharge? If I'm sick, I shouldn't go to the health center. I shouldn't go to the thing. I find, these people, I thought Mother Bernie was a nice woman, but now, after hearing what she's saying, but I must go, I look for handout. Me, I looking for no handout. It's money I pay already. Me, I looking for no handout. If I pay health surcharge, I supposed to get health care in the centers on them. I have no respect for Mother Bernie and that lady again, that cat woman. I have no respect for them again. Them waste our time, people. And they call themselves Christian. Christian, only about Jesus. If they know who is Jesus, they will puke. They should check out the Nicene Council of 325 AD. They should check out that and see who is Jesus who they're praying to.
Oh God.
You understand?
So you say you lost respect for Mother Bernie. What about what she said that made you lose total respect for her?
Yeah, but she telling me I looking for a handout, I should take my money and go and pay her, go and pay a doctor $300 or $400 to take out her teeth. Why should she say that? She should be sympathized with me and say, well, yeah, they should have more doctors in the health center. There's only one doctor they're looking to kill out. So when she off, the whole place stack up right now with about thousands of people that have to take out teeth. So when a doctor ain't come, what happened there now? Like when I went there, I went there about 8 o'clock, and the woman told me I late. I said, how am I late? A custom coming at 8 o'clock. She said, the amount of people had to take out teeth, I late. Because they only take about 25 people a day. You understand what I'm saying? Mother Bunny supposed to have more sense than that to be telling people to go and pay the doctor. And, she ain't no people business. She ain't no people what people doing, people business. She ain't know nothing. Everybody always talking about other people business and them businesses be worse than the other people business. You understand, Andy? But they say what? That's how life is. Black people as usual. They always want to play God for people. You understand what I'm saying? So, Andy, you have a good day, and all the people on the Gong Report have a good day. Thank you for taking my call.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Well, boy, I out of that. Some of you will agree, some of you may disagree. What he's saying is that there's thousands of people in Tobago who wanted to put out their teeth, and you all was very disrespectful to him last week when he complained about one doctor and they didn't come out, and he's saying he should have get the support by the people instead of you all criticizing him, meaning all who was criticizing all right, that if it's thousands that they get and it's only 25 people they're taking a day, why not have other doctor in the dental office too, right, to take out other people's teeth? So he gave Mother Bernie and those of you in Trinidad a tongue lashing for telling him why he ain't organize and pay money to take out the teeth. He find it very, very disrespectful, he said. He said he was expecting better of you here in Trinidad and Tobago, all of you in Trinidad and Tobago, that went against him and said you all support for the health office to get a next doctor. So instead of 25 people to take out teeth, it will be 50 people or 60 people a day will be able to get their teeth pulled out. Okay? So that's what he's saying. Right? So I remember last week, some agree, some disagree. Right? So let's continue.
Oh Lord.
What time it is, boy? Time check. Wow, it's too early. We're far. Too early for that, man. Oh, God, boy. 7:36. Oh, boy, let's continue. Ann Brown is saying, Andy, that's a mischief maker. Mischievous maker. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, right. Let me organize there. Let me continue. Oh, Ann Brown is saying that man is telling her lies. When he called, he said the doctor took a day off today. A day off. Today is another story. But we go play back his voice note to see what it is he had said last week. And I have another voice notes to play.
Andy, good morning. This is Tobago. I want to know what THA is doing. Why they have no dentist in Bacalet Health Center? Eh? That one dentist and the dentist stay home yesterday and nobody ain't getting no teeth take out. What going on? Let Fari and them do something, man. Let us send a doctor in the health center. Please. Thank you. Have a nice day, Gun Report. Good morning, Andy. Thanks for backing me up, brother. Thanks. I'm a pensioner. Why I pay health surcharge for? Yeah? I'm a pensioner. Over here in Tobago is 300 and more and plus for teeth. Where I getting the money to pay for that? Sell one build a cat or what? When she want money, she's had to sell one she cat to take money. Why I have to go and pay $300 to take out her teeth and the health center is there? Thank you for backing me up, Andy. And they have to get doctors in the health center. What the health center they for? And yeah, no doctors. Build too damn fast. Have a nice day. Gun Report. Morning again, Andy. Tell Bueller I'm not no PNM. I never like PNM and I never vote for PNM. I'm a UNC right through. So she did too fast to be telling people what to do and not what not to do. Why she don't do what she had to do and mind she own business? She had cats to mind their business. Don't study other people's business. Thank you very much, Gun Report.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Oh, so the one into Trinidad is Beulah you're talking about. Oh, Beulah tell you pay your money and go and take out your teeth. Oh God. But last week you hit on Beulah. But this morning you know we're saying Mother Bernie. You say Mother Bernie fast too, but all right, let's continue. Again, I'm out of that. What you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, think? Does the man have a point? He being a pensioner and pays an ISL charge, he pay his taxes, and all he is saying is why should he take his money to go somewhere to take out the teeth? And all he is saying is we supposed to advocate that the health office have a next doctor too. So when one take a day off, it have one to replace them. And then when two don't have a day off, it have two doctors. Instead of taking 25 people a day, they can take 50 people a day in Tobago and extract these people's teeth. They say it's unfair that they pay that money to go privately to be able to extract that teeth. Say that people will come sometimes, hundreds line up and reach early, and when they line up and reach early, that'll go back because it's only 25 people a day they're taking at the Bacalet. I think that is the hospital health office that he was talking about. Lennox Smith, just send Mickie a message here, please now. Yeah. Oh boy. Time check. It's 18 minutes to the hour of 8 o'clock. And you're listening and viewing the Ground Report. Yours truly, the Pitbull of radio, Lennox Smith in studio.
Bang, 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 bang.
Good morning to the Ground Report. Good morning, Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, and Mickie Kerr and the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, please tell that gentleman I am not against him talking about the health center, because everybody does have a problem in this place, But we need to get up on our foot and get up and help ourselves. I don't think it's one health center that does do teeth. You have to go, you living in a village, go by the health center and find out what's going on. And what you talking about? Good morning, Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Mickie Kerr and the ground report. That gentleman, please, not call me name. I have nothing against him talking about health, but I said, if he didn't save any money from since he was working to get to take out his teeth and stop letting these people spinning around in circles, he must listen before they're calling up my name on ground report. Don't call up my name. I am for poor people. I am for the poor and needy. So let's stop calling up my name on the ground report. If he lost respect, that is his business. Me and lose none for him. Because as he's speaking, I believe he's an elderly person. And I don't lose no respect for nobody. I don't do that. So if he wants to talk about me, face me. I don't have no time in no nonsense talk. I helping all kind of people, and they take my number and call me, and I go see what I can do for him. And stop calling up my name. No call me name. Too much for no blasted ground report. I don't vex already. No call up my name. I know business with he and who he lost respect for that he business. He's a big man and he's supposed to know he big man as make man. So what he do and what he don't trouble me. I just help all kind of people just call my phone and ask me to help them. And I just try my best to see what I could do for them to help them. So if you want help, they ask me and stop call me name but last respect and last people. I have no time with any nonsense, right? I'll have a good morning and let me continue listening to a productive and educational program. Thank you.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Lennox Smith, before I continue, a pleasant good morning to you. Oh boy, where we go take the life front burners and them in and between there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pleasant good morning to you as well, my friend. Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, indeed. Of course, a pleasant morning to all and sundry, East, West, North, South, Central, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are, streaming on the World Wide Web. A pleasant good day to you. Yes, this is the Monday edition of the Ground Report, the only place to be between 6 and, of course, 10 o'clock, in spite of the fact that we may be a bit hamburged, or should I say, I don't want to use any strong language except to say that we may be reduced a little because of the lack of the presence of Gael. And I want to say, of course, categorically, it is due to circumstances beyond our control. We simply do not have the funds in order, of course, to make it happen. And Gael, as you know, is a commercial enterprise, and that these enterprises require bottom line, which is of course profit. I
talked to Mickie yesterday. I talked to Mickie yesterday and I forget to talk to you. So what we talk about, just hold on that for now.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, what's your from burner? Let me organize and finish all these lines. Okay.
My front burner topic is that of the by an investigative report. Saying so because it is personal. I visited Foster Cummins' office with a double mission. One, things of that particular as is the case with that part. Investigative piece that investigative journalist, and that he sent us to he directed us to MTS. I remember that very distinctly. Andy, you could confirm or deny. And when we went there, of course, there's a heaping set of criteria, which is understandable. What we did not know is that any company that would have been there would have been competing with one of his companies. That is the point I am making. And when he was asked by the journalist as to whether or not he sees it as conflict of interest, he remained silent. In fact, he said that, of course, there is no recusal at the level of cabinet, because the cabinet do not look at these matters at that level. But the fact of the matter is that the question is, and he has not answered, whether or not it was conflict of interest. Because here it is, we had a very simple company that got no contract at all, and therefore one expects that if we went to the minister or the parliamentary representative and he's making a recommendation, one doesn't expect that one of his companies will be part and parcel of that. So his company got, but of course the company that is asking for his assistance gets nothing, and he's comfortable with that. He's comfortable with that. But more significantly, when he was asked the specific question, whether it would have been if it was a UNC minister or a UNC connected contractor, what would have been his response? He remained silent. You see, and that is the hypocrisy and the wickedness of these people, that they want to be self-righteous in convenient circumstance, and on the other hand, when they are exposed for the same thing that they would, of course, castigate, malign others for, in this case, of course, the UNC, consistent with the statement that would cause my anger this morning, he remained silent. He remained silent. He remained silent, people. And that is the level of hypocrisy. But of course, he is before the court for at least 2 matters, and we await, of course, the outcome. That being as it may, let me, of course, look at other matters that should be attracting our attention this morning. But I thought that was critical, because, you see, they have no moral, ethical, financial, or otherwise authority to allocate blame. And I'm saying that against the background of what has been transpiring with respect, of course, to those matters that they would have raised, as far as their suddenly love for CPEP workers, and of course reforestry workers, and indeed URP workers. I want all to examine the horns and understand where they are coming from. And they pretended to be poor. He pretended to be poor. All of the contracts are millions of dollars, but he's pretending to be poor. That is the level of evil. And they see the government as their private parlor, as their private domain. So they alone must get, and nobody else must get. But that being as it may, 59 women, of course, graduate from accelerate her program, of course, and that's a woman-oriented program. Incidentally, of course, I think today is International Literacy Day. The children are back out to school, and of course, according to the Prime Minister, which I share, the Honorable Prime Minister, is that, of course, it may be a coincidence that here it is, you are now going to resume the fruits of academic pursuits and getting more and more knowledge so that you can function properly ultimately as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Trump denies plans for regime change in Venezuela. Well, of course, there's skepticism. There's all kinds of talk surrounding the true intention of the U.S. government, having regard to the fact that they have deployed quite a large contingent of assets, military assets in the region. But of course, the present administration has made it very, very, very clear that they are in support of the overt and the official intent, which is of course not regime change, but to fight the war on narcotics emanating from South America, and Central America, and reaching our shores. And therefore, from that perspective, we support that. I notice, of course, that the Gleaner in Jamaica has criticized our Prime Minister for the statement made because they see it as extrajudicial killing. And they went, of course, with respect to that boat that was blasted out of the water, so to speak, by the Americans. But of course, they are using what I consider to be a very elaborate example that what is going to happen if, of course, on the streets of Jamaica, for example, the Americans come and they blast somebody with some drone attack off the streets of Jamaica. That kind of example they would have used. Whichever way people take it, the fact of the matter is that Trinidad and Tobago has made it very, very clear that they are satisfied. It is about drugs and, of course, the consequence of guns and arms and ammunition that remain associated with the drug movement from South and Central America on its way to the United States, using Trinidad and Tobago as an entry port, or as a port where they stop or stop over on its way to the United States. And then, of course, they leave their ton load of arms and ammunition in the wake of all of that. So I continue to say kudos to the present Prime Minister for that position, because it is consistent, even though whether they like it or not, the fact of the matter is that the last administration under Rowley caused what is called a seminar workshop. A seminar workshop, I would like to say, right here in Trinidad at our expense, for all of the countries in the Caribbean, that English-speaking Caribbean, that would have been riddling from, of course, the plague of drug and the associated violence and guns and ammunition that would normally be deposited and associated with it. So you cannot say on the one hand that here it is, we are getting help without, of course, having to depend on the exchequer or taxpayers' dollars. And here it is, we are getting it for free, so to speak. And you are now complaining that that decisive decision by the United States ought not to be. No, that is hypocrisy, and that is, of course, suggesting that you were never sincere about the eradication of drugs on the streets of Trinidad and Tobago. So I have no time with these hypocrites. Trump denies once again, of course, the plans for regime change in Venezuela. Sobers Trinidad and Tobago, meaning that the Minister of Foreign Affairs Trinidad and Tobago maintains diplomatic ties with Venezuela. Of course, he said he had a recent cordial meeting with the Venezuelan ambassador that is still here in Trinidad. WASA completes, of course, Sutton Street sewer line repair. That was something that they were concerned about as far as creating traffic and generally human, maybe stench or a health hazard. So they were able to repair it before, of course, the high volume of traffic that would normally visit that area in San Fernando around this time, especially the first day of school, and of course, school having resumed generally. Secretary General, second CARICOM Africa Summit, a homecoming Well, I've not read that article per se. I got up a bit late this morning, uncharacteristically, but I think I could glean from the headline is that, of course, there is a second CARICOM African Summit, very, very important, and because, of course, is this South-South dialogue uh, that continues with Africa and the Caribbean, and therefore one expects that economic and other benefits will be derived, including, of course, cultural and other exchanges, particularly in the creative arts part, where some of our artists probably can go across there and perform and hopefully get some foreign exchange if they do have it. But that is my general take on it. Trinidad and Tobago joins a regional marine litter project. So a litter here, not letter, not L-E-T-T-E-R, but L-I-T-T-E-R, which means, of course, garbage. So it appears that there is a effort to clean up our marine environment, and therefore Trinidad and Tobago has joined. Once again, I did not read that article, so I cannot give any preliminary information on it as far as details are concerned. Well, again, Carl Pilot found alive. Well, of course, that is probably the significant development today. That, of course, that kidnapping episode that took place several days ago has resulted in a successful conclusion with, of course, one of the alleged assailants or the alleged kidnappers who died as a consequence of a confrontation with the police. Of course, the police commissioner, consistent with what he has been warning potential and real criminal or persons who would want to engage in criminal behavior, that is the consequence. And of course, I think the most famous statement relating to that is that of the present Minister of Homeland Security, Roger Alexander, when he said, of course, your address will be changed if you engage in those kinds of behavior, and it is called, of course, the cemetery. I think that is very telling and very poignant. And who don't want to hear, as my mother would say, will have to feel. So Carl Pilot found alive, of course, I think it's somewhere in Maraval. And he was, of course, taken to the Port of Spain General Hospital for examination. And one hopes that everything will be well and he will be reunited with his family. I understand that he lived alone, but I'm sure that he would have some kind of family tie somewhere, because I mean, all of us would have been praying for him. Former Senator, U.S. presence in Caribbean about hoisting, meaning that overthrowing Maduro, not drugs. So there is, of course, let me see who that former minister is. Yes, this is this economist guy. Yes, he was a former senator, I think under the NAR as well. Former senator, U.S. Yes, and of course his name is what? Dr. Patrick Watson. Of course, he said the retired university professor Patrick Watson has warned that the U.S. Recent military operations in the Southern Caribbean, including the reported destruction of a small 4-engine vessel that left 11 people dead, are not simply about fighting drugs, but a part of a broader campaign aimed at regime change in Venezuela. Let me just read one more paragraph. The U.S. government, and he's being quoted here now, so open quotations. The U.S. government has never made a secret of its dislike for the Chavez Maduro administration. Watson said during a September 4th online presentation. And there is evidence, according to him, up to this day that it has taken action, and I mean negative action against the regime to achieve regime change. I think this is part of an activity on regime change. So of course he has of course concluded, as others may and have a right so to do. At least they can speculate. But of course, as far as officialdom is concerned, the Americans have said that they are there to treat with the drug cartels and seeing them as a terrorist organization, or see them as terrorists, those who are so engaged. The psychologists weighs pros, cons of cops in school. But of course, you know that it's several schools, I think it's 50 schools of the several hundred that we have, and in operation, I think is focusing mainly on the secondary schools. Of course, there is an additional debate on this matter, whether they should wear arms or whether they should have guns and so on the premises in the sight of school children. The PTA, of course, is stridently opposed to it. The national PTA, police ought not to be in schools. Of course, the trade union tutor has said in no uncertain terms that that should be a last resort. But of course, the present administration, who has the responsibility to address the question of a peaceful and orderly inculcation or students and teachers being in an environment that is conducive, absolutely conducive to one thing: the teacher or the teaching learning experience, or the teacher-student environment, for the purposes of edifying and educating our children. And the present government has reached the zenith of its tolerance with respect to bullying and other fracas that take place either on the compound or outside of the compound of several schools. And therefore, of course, one could expect that if it's only 50 schools, it means therefore that that these are targeted schools that would have had a history of this kind of behavior. Of course, the minister, prudent enough, has decided not to name the schools for because you know these things can have psychological impact, stigmatization, and so on. And some people may say, but because they deploy police in that school, it means therefore you shouldn't send your child to that school. All kinds of social and psychological impacts. So I think kudos to the minister for not, of course, mentioning that. And of course, there will only be in special schools within that grouping persons who may well have lethal weapons on them. So I want to see consideration was given. And in addition to that, finally, that police officers, special SRPs, were trained in order to, of course, interact with the students and the teacher learning environment. So it wasn't a question of ordinary officers just going there, but there was a certain amount of training that took place as well.
Nice.
Yes, Andy, go ahead.
Trinidad and Tobago. You all heard all the headliners by Lennox Smith, the big word man. If there's any headliners that was missed, or I and all missed, and you all need those headliners, the lines are open to you. What's on your front burner? What's on your headlines? What's supposed to make news that not making news, Trinidad and Tobago? Let us hear. Again, the lines are open to you. Time check. It's at 7 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And you're listening and viewing the Ground Report. What says thou? What says thou? Oh boy, let me play some of those voice notes and await you all.
Pleasant morning to the Ground Report. Welcome, Andy, Lennox Smith, and Mickie Kerr. The one we haven't seen Mickie Kerr these days, but I will still say good morning to the three of you. Thanks. Thank God you're all back on the system this morning again. I hope that you all enjoy your day and God guide and protect you all from all harm and dangers. Okay. What I want to say is, this opposition and them who become opposition now, the PNM and them, anybody who want to support the PNM and following them, they come like the fallen angels when God cast out Satan. Satan was cast out of heaven with 1/3 of the angels. So that is the who following Ali Baba. And many thieves, 40 thieves, right? Or they do like other family, or they do like other children, or they do like development. What's the country good? What's Trinidad and Tobago good? What's it all how travel all about and what's the state of this country? This country have been forgotten, become like undeveloped, we have nothing. And this regime who was there, God moved them out like how we cast Satan down from heaven. Right? God moved them out because God see the wickedness in them, the wicked, evil Pharaoh style. All of them enriching themselves, giving a white big contract, fixing themselves and laughing at everybody. They're not for us, you know. They're for themselves. It's alleged, marvelous, talking about Eric Williams, famous, help yourself. Yeah, listen to the words in nasty what these fellas are using. They're not studying you. You put ATV, toilet and bath, you fix yourself like you're a king. Yeah? All the getting position, all they don't know about, they're not qualified for them kind of work all they want, all the positions all they get. Yeah? Next one, immediate want to make our office, $3 million, like he's some kind of king or something. Yeah? These people out for themselves, not the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. They're out to take every cent from the treasury and lie. They're talking about, oh, it's no money. Eh? But all the money is alleged, all you're responsible for where it is, all you have to be investigated. I'm telling you, one who calling himself the prime minister, he was never no prime minister. You thought you could have get through that big money every month, but God is good and great. God never make you succeed. Take that money where you take out before the election, that $500,000 and give it to these CPAP and URP workers. Don't try to do like all they ain't good, all they suffer Trinidadian, all they suffer this country. All is silent now, we're still out young and all how they talking about this thing with Maduro. They say nothing, they're frightening. Or we don't want to advise some of you. The UNC government don't want to advise some no PNM because you self-cut yourself. Something wrong with you. You need to go by the doctor, psychiatrist or something. You can't be listen to yourself now. Listen to them comments you're making. You're only waiting for a little loophole to feel like you can hold on, get rid of the UNC. Think of the way you do it and check. Remember when you went up against Rowley? After they get silent, you can't even say there's a cult. They say you say that is a cult. And you say there's a cult, it's not a cult anymore. We don't know now, all you're back in power again. All you're going through for life. Never exists in this world called Trinidad and Tobago. You don't need people like all in this country. You only studying the treasury and you fighting for the 1% Beckles. The 1%. Fighting for the 1% and yourself and your people. You're fighting for nobody. You're only trying to fool people. You sorry for anybody. They're trying to give out books. Kamala put out money for books already. When last week about books? We don't need none of all you in power. And in both with your lines and mind your business, stay away from the government affairs. All inside the opposition bench, get out. We don't want all them move out now. Get out from the bench, the bench clear, only they come now. All these have no use to this country. All they shame, all they shameless. Talk.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning.
Oh, but I'll play that voice note. I'll play that voice note in a bit. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Calling from the Barrack here. Andy, what I just can't understand with people in this country is that how they just cannot see where something starts and where it is going and the consequences it is end up having. And a typical example of that is the mentality of how the PNM government is always try to say that they care of something when they don't see where it started. Look at a typical example. Look at all the schools that are abandoned in the country. Everybody know, in order for people and the country to move forward and things, you need to make sure that how you educate your population, give the children a chance. You ain't doing that. But then you create a society that dependent on CPEP to survive. And then when you realize that, oh, here what? The amount of corruption and things going on, you create a society that is vulnerable, dependent, and not well educated for people to survive in this country. And then you come in now and pretending that, oh, you care about these people. But when they're young and they're growing up, and for them to not to be dependent on CPAP and self-help and being vulnerable in the society, you choose to neglect education. You choose to neglect schooling. All the schools that the previous government built, you didn't want that to be open and focus on it. And then now you're complaining about, oh, the government care about the CPAP people. The government care about children. The government care about educating all you. So that in this country, we didn't supposed to have this population of people who's dependent on a self-help project. That's supposed to be voluntary. A man decide, hey, here what? I want to go and really down to the last, are going to try CPAP. That didn't supposed to be, you have 20,000 people in a country like this, with the kind of wealth and resources we have in this country, to say, hey, this is how I'm going to survive for my life and my children. I have to get a CPAP job. And that is where people have to understand the PNM government. Look what happened for the last 10 years after the previous government was in power. This man take his time and destroy every structure of Trinidad and Tobago. And this country had deteriorated so badly. Nobody didn't making a big issue about it. Now when you see the regime change, everybody has something to say for the government now to fix 10 years of what them destroy and what the population stood by and allowed to happen. And then coming now and demanding they fix every single thing within 3 months. Something wrong with the population? Like everybody, like the majority of people in Trinidad and Tobago born through the wrong hole, come out of the wrong hole from their mother belly, that they cannot see what is right and wrong in Trinidad and Tobago. Just imagine this woman. All to understand why the education system deteriorated so bad. Just imagine we have somebody like Gatsby Dolly who talking about cockroach and ants and fly spray and all kind of dotishness. And then this next little half Chinese one just like Stuart Tongue, like all of them dotish the same way. What? You having a big problem with crime, and I could call it crime in our school, because it are people who want to learn, and then it are the criminals who disturbing the children who want to learn in the school. A school supposed to be a nice place for you to remember. There's, like they say, the school days are your best days. But yet you have criminals going into school and disrupting and beating up people and bullying them and things in school. And then when you see the government decide, hey, we had enough of this, we are going to let these people continue with their agenda. And then when you see you address it with the parents are no different than them. And then when you decide now that we put in some sort of protection in school so that at least it might be a deterrent, this dotish one now coming out and having an issue with that. But you know, the problem with that now, them children, if we have, or the ones who would complain, their children will be well taken care of in a place where they don't have to worry about that. So I don't know if they're waiting for like something to happen like in the States, something where somebody walking in a school and sort of shoot up people and thing. And then they want to say, well, why the government didn't do something about it? That is the mentality that we have in Trinidad and Tobago, that people cannot see things before it happens and be proactive and say, hey, here what, we supporting our government. every single thing the government doing is like is a problem. But the deterioration for the last 10 years, look where crime reached in this country. People walking in stopping people in the middle of the road and dragging out them from one and going in posh areas in the country and having people held hostage. That is what the PNM do to the Trinidad and Tobago. You know, always look when you used to think that okay, you're afraid of Beacom and you're afraid of Lavantil and all kind of thing. Probably they know it's a safe place. It's probably more safer to be in these places than in Maraval and Cascade and Valsine and all these kind of thing now. Because these were the criminal them going and attacking people. And all that happened because of PNM, rowdy mentality. You have this idiot in the Gulf and in Venezuela where we borders was open that people could have walk in here, walk out of here, and it wasn't no problem. Now, when the America come and cut off that, they have a problem with that too. They want to support Maduro. Support a madman who encourages drugs and crime and every single thing. Support that. But don't support America who want to stop drugs from coming into your country, who want to stop guns from coming into your country, who want to keep your country safe and things. Don't support that. So when they go to pray on a Sunday, and they put on the fancy hat and thing, and they're balling, and you see, it's the same way how Rowley does be talking as that dotishness when he used to have a meeting, and all of them would sit down and clap. Let her go in church and ask God, here, God, protect Maduro, protect the kidnappers, protect the bandits, protect the illiterate children and them who disrupting the school, protect everything that is wrong, save it, make sure it's part of our society. And Lord, destroy everything that is good. Destroy the Prime Minister who trying to make Trinidad a better place. Destroy the education system. Destroy the healthcare system. Destroy everything good in Trinidad and Tobago. That's the way them just pray in Trinidad and Tobago. That way you see nothing no go good for them and their life. Because the heart bad. They got to be talking unity and patriotism and thing. But deep down the heart nasty, dark, bad. Because nothing good they just want to support. And that is the mentality of the PNM and of Trinidad and Tobago. Because say what they want, that is the facts of it. And you know, again, it come back down to the father of corruption, thievery and lies, Eric Williams. And the greatest thing that ever come out from Eric Williams is Rowley. That is the perfect example. A man that is wicked at the heart and do him like your own self and the children that he make. That is why Trinidad and Tobago is so bitter. And people hate each other and we're deteriorating to the level of where we are deteriorating to. Just imagine Monday morning when people are supposed to be getting up and organizing to send their children to school. You hear the tutor president talking about the government isn't supposed to be doing what they're supposed to protect children in this country. Something wrong with these people. I tell you, it's a place for them. And when they see it, that is when they just ask themselves, what I do to be here, boy? What wrong I committed? But then it is reflect and say, really, I did something wrong. Andy, boy, have a good morning. Enjoy the rest of the program. If you see me, boy, it is really difficult to really think that, you could be surviving and living in a place. And it has so much people that just don't want the betterment of our country. Take care, man. Have a good morning.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, Professor Andy, Mickie Kerr, and Assistant Professor Lennox Smith. Diego Martin inside. So two issues. I want to talk about this school and police in the school, and then I'm going to talk about the drug trade. First of all, you see the NPTA, the National Parents Teachers Association, led by, I don't know the fella name now, and tutor, led by this new president. Both of those organizations, and people have to understand, they are PNM party groups. They were formed by the PNM for the PNM and to be the mouthpiece of the PNM. That utter nonsense, both them have been spewing on national television says a lot. If you ask the present NPTA president to identify what the school needs, they don't have a clue. They haven't identified it. So the only, as I say, don't talk about Lumpkin, the tutor president. He is embodied within the PNM, and the same dotishness the current opposition leader, Ms. Bundle, has been spewing. He is attempting to do it. How long and how aware are they that students have been caught with carrying guns in school, ammunition, school children have been arrested for all sort of things. So the action to do something they are complaining about, my God, where are they for the future of our children? The fact is, their Prime Minister, who they defending, Eric Williams and his legacy, and he said the future of the children of our country is the children. The children school bag supposed to have books and laptops, not guns and knives, etc. So those who are washed by the tutor president and the NPTA, as I said, they are PNM party group would be spewing and trying to disrupt the ambitious program this government has for our future of our country to fix the problem in the school system. Now, the second thing, I like to continue my discourse, and I want to focus on February 2025. And I want to know what has happened to the body of our Coast Guard gentleman that they call Simon. What has happened to his body? Has it been retrieved? Because there was a submersible that the American gave our intelligence apparatus for. They intercepted in our waters, and when they went to board it, it sank. And if you go back to the issues and the writings in the newspaper, they say somebody pull a plug. So I want to juxtapose that to ask two questions. Why was that submersible not retrieved? Why? Why Fitzy and KCR was silent on that? We're supposed to have retrieved that to see the quantum of cocaine was in that. Were they hiding the numbers? Because I believe it was close to another Monos Island quantum, and they deliberately left, apparently, because I ain't hear nothing, so I had to say they leave it there for the owners to retrieve it. And who are the owners? Mr. Big. Now, the frightening thing is that if the article on the Express said that somebody pull a plug to let the submarine sink, who killed Simon? Was that a homicide? That is a deliberate killing. Is the police actively involved in that? That is how serious that is. And we have had, 2 years ago, there are a lot of people on the East Coast where a boat sank with a lot of drugs, and a lot of it wash up close to the BP facility, and they call in police, and a lot of people were shot and killed in that area. So it tells me Trinidad, and by extension, a former government might have been facilitating this cocaine go-to track. And let me juxtapose why CARICOM people is not supporting the stance as Trinidad. You know, Maduro wiped out the oil debt for Gonzales. You know, he wiped out a lot of the oil debts for the Petro-Carib countries. So that is why their stance against Maduro is not what we expect as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Is a quid pro quo for them. They supported him in all his wrongdoing. Remember when Granger wanted to take the election, all of them went down. Even KCR and Narcis and all of them went down to tell Granger, let me see the statements of polls. Why Gonzalez and the rest of them asked Maduro to see the statement of polls to see if the election is legitimate. He hiding the statement of poll, which is at variance to the opposition. The opposition has proved that he lost the election. And you have a fella they call Mr. Abdullah pontificating by Maduro. Maduro, from all the utterances that he is not a legitimate government. And he has been in bed, and Small Pin has been in bed with them. And we have to wonder why our former government was so adamant to keep that nexus with Maduro going. Were they beneficiary just as CARICOM leaders are, Gonzalez and thing, wipe out the oil debt? We didn't wipe out no oil debt. We were refining oil and things like that. But were they basically having foreign exchange US dollars in another location outside the country? That is what we had to find out. You don't risk your country just like that. Something is benefiting them. KCR and Small Pin are going to have a nice morning.
Thank you very much, caller. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, well, I was supposed to call about the prison system that I did some studies when the Minister of National Security had given me to do it. And I wanted to add to what was going on. But I have more important thing to say today. Now, I listen to many people talking about the healthcare. I have nephew and nieces that born over 60 years ago, 50 years ago in the general hospital, and they had no beds. Today, they're still complaining about no beds in the hospital. What changed then is the staff, and the priority of the hospital administration then was to create more car park and keep paving it for them to park up, rather than provide beds and provide medicine for the patient in the hospital. Right? So that's one thing I want to tell people. The healthcare, they haven't changed. And for the fellow who complain about the dentist, for years, I too pay health charge. You go in a health center for medication, and the doctor don't come out, they just tell you the doctor didn't come out today. All you have to do go back home and come back the next day or come back when he coming out. That have going on for years. They're not changed. They're still the same way. You understand? And I'm glad they're complaining, and I'm glad they could do something. If a doctor do come out, they should get somebody to replace him for that shift. Right? Now, our next thing that I want to talk about, how much people know that Trinidad and Tobago had a small boat, it's to patrol the waters. We had a small boat section, it's to patrol the waters in the police service. And in the 80s, it was disbanded. Anybody know why? The reason why it was disbanded was because they stopped a certain black boat owned by a certain business group in Trinidad. And the boat pull off and leave them standing with the speed it could have moved. And when the fire shot at it, they just run away and they put it on the international airwave. The boat was detained in Florida, and they sent an assistant superintendent of police to retrieve the boat and bring it back. And after they bring back the boat, they disband the small boat section in the police service, and they never form back any sea patrol by the police. So people should know the little history of these kind of things. Now, our next thing that people do not paying attention to, if you shoot somebody, that's murder. If you stab somebody, that is murder. If you poison them, that is murder. But when the drug addicts, the drug lords, give drug to people that cause them to death, they're not getting charged for murder. And according to a police officer, he said, well, nobody then force the man to take the drugs. So when somebody get poisoned, they force you to take it. If somebody shoot you, they force you to be there to shoot them, to shoot you. You understand? And the reason why America is fighting the drugs right now, if people paying attention, it is estimated around 300,000 people in America die every year from drug overdose. That is more than they lost in any war. You understand? This is why they declare a war on the drugs. That's why they declare the drug cartels them terrorist organization. And if you listen to the Mexican president, what she say, when Trump talk about it, she say nobody then force the people in America to take the drugs. You understand? So that's why she not doing nothing about it in Mexico. She actually say that, and this is why Trump say, well, if all they're not doing nothing, I have to do something about it. Right? These drugs, when you look at the kind of drugs coming in America, all the homeless people, I work in the police service there in Trinidad, and I saw how parents used to get on when the sons and them get hooked on drugs. They try to help them, they can't help them. They used to thief out all the gas tank, everything from the house, and go and sell it. And then they end up as pipers on the street. How much pipers we have living in the street in Trinidad? What has been anybody doing anything about that? But here all the human rights talking about, oh, they Trump murder people in the sea, they murder, they killing people. But when the drug lord kill anybody saying anything? Anybody could say how much death any drug pusher, anybody is causing on a daily basis in Trinidad. And people let's talk about Dolce. Anybody know who used to bring all the drugs in Trinidad? I used to work in Cedros. There were 4 big drug lords in Cedros who used to actually run the drug trade in Trinidad. And then there was the people them in the Carnage area also. So there's a big thing. Dolce wasn't the big drug lord, as they say, you know, there were people bigger than him. You always see the caretaker of a building, the yard man, but they don't hold the owner. The yard man don't have money to even buy a pack of cigarette. But they holding for millions of dollars in drugs. These things have to stop, and they have to hold the drug people them responsible. And I'm glad that somebody's taking a stance, and I hope they get support. The whole of the world should be supporting this illicit drug trade that they have that causing people death. We need to stop it. You understand? And thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Go ahead, next caller. Morning.
Morning, Andy. Morning. I want to elaborate on what that guy just called in and said as well, because I think government had no choice but to support U.S. because remember they say drugs don't produce either in Venezuela, right? It's coming from Colombia, Peru, all up on that side. They will produce the drugs. Venezuela is a transshipment point. Trinidad and Tobago is also called a transshipment point for the drugs, because remember they say when they blow it up on the way to Trinidad. So our government had no other choice but to support the Americans in all that they are doing, because we are also a transshipment point where drugs flow to the country on its way up to the north. So we have no other choice but to support America, because we don't want to be called a transshipment point where they want, even though the place quiet right now, because I think everybody will hold up for a while because the ships out there and they see how America serious. So everything will hold up for a little while. I hope it continues that America can leave base somebody around that area for a little while longer, and not as already place get quiet 2-3 months and then they're gone. I hope they can leave something in place or strengthen our borders to protect ourselves from being called again a transshipment point. Right? Another thing too, I want to find out about the central bank and what they're really doing with this, with Mr. Hawaii, with the government. Where he's not saying that now that there's no cartel with the foreign exchange. They go in there and they see the seriousness of this thing. They want, and as people taking it lightly, if they raise interest rates, everything in the country will go up. And I saw another, what is it called them? Another person saying, these people who has analyzed this foreign, saying that it should go up to 9 TT per US. Everything in this country will go up. People afraid to realize, people say it simple, like, yeah, depreciated, they go up to $9, and the only thing will come out is, you see the big man, his name is Elias, who say, I think it's Elias who said they should raise it to 9, because they are the ones, the big boys with the US, and all these people who have US holding the US. So that was going on, that why they want to raise the interest rate now, to put the country under more pressure with this US. Because even the people with credit card will have to pay more interest on their credit cards as well. So they will try to limit people from purchasing outside of Trinidad and Tobago because of this US shortage. Each bank keeps on stringing the rates, kind of limiting you more and more every day. So I think they really need to put a hand on this US situation before things get really out of hand. I hope they do something about it in the budget that, it really get out of hand. Right? All right, gentlemen, enjoy your lady.
Oh boy, trying to multitask.
Morning, Andy. Morning. Let me tell you something. Morning, I'm trying to people. I don't know who talking nonsense about having cops in the school. My son-in-law is working on Fort Lauderdale. It's a cop. And sometimes he go in school. He have guns, everything he have he have all apparel on it. Everything loaded. Right? And he goes in the school and he work in the school. Right? What is the problem, Trinidad? We go talking about guns and children get intimidated about guns and they know more guns, but they know more about guns more than you. They know how to use it too. Kids in school. I tell you what I know. Right? So don't be get carried away and make them kind of excuse. Right? We have police in school over here all the time. Because what is going on over here. Children know about guns more than you. Alright? Take it and smoke it. And another next thing again. Children making children, and they don't know how to raise them. And when they raise them anyhow and anyhow. Like some ghetto. And they send them in school, and they're fighting one another, they're fighting school. That's all they know. They have no upbringing, no manners, no integrity. Right? They have none. Right? I know that. Right? They're making children. 14, 15, 16-year-old making children. And they bring them in, and when I raise them, anyhow they want to bring them in school. I tell you that. Good morning, Andy again. Trinidad Tobago. Listen, I got to talk about the election. That guy talking. That caller. Listen, did they give any result from EBC that how much constituency they got and how much voted they count and everything? Did they count that? Did they give the filing number? Did they do that yet? If so, then they do the same thing at what Maduro was doing. Look at the trend. Look at the trend. Look at the different thing. The same thing trying to Maduro. That's what Raleigh was in the bosom of Maduro. That is what he was doing. Right? And to steal the election again. Right? So, them constituency that they win, I don't think they win that, or that belongs to UNC. I don't think they got not no, maybe 1 or 2. Or just my input.
Yes, all the final results and them had come out, Kenrick Passad.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Good morning, Ground Report, Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, and pleasant morning to all the Ground Report listeners. This morning, I just would like to extend my best wishes to all the children that is going out to school today. And I pray that, they be safe, protection for them on the road, protection in the school, protection all around. And may the good Lord bless them and may they be able to get a good education to face the world out there. This morning, I just want to, say that for the past 9 years gone by, under the previous administration, which everybody know who they are, there wasn't no problem, Nobody, the union didn't have nothing to say, the media didn't have nothing to say, no social group had nothing to say, everything was going good. Although a lot of schools in open, there were a lot of infrastructure problems, there were a lot of neglect in the overall upkeep of some of those schools, a lot of issues with discipline in the schools and all of that. But there wasn't no highlight. But this is the first school term under this new administration, and there will be. I am telling you, tutor will get their voice, the media will get their voice, the social groups will get their voice, the Parent Teachers Association will get their voice, everybody will get their voice and say, well, one of the pipes didn't have water, one of the toilet, the handle break, one of the windows that couldn't close so the room get wet, and a set of trivial things that they will blow up and highlight, you understand? Because as I was listening to somebody on Facebook, Ms. Bissessa is a miracle worker because for the past 9 years, those that couldn't see, they are seeing now. Those that couldn't talk, they are talking now. Those that couldn't hear, they are hearing now. So Ms. Bissessa is a miracle worker, and she have opened a lot of their eyes that they were closed for the past 9 years. Some of them were dumb for the past 9 years, and you will hear them. And mark my words, for the carnival season that is coming up in a couple months' time, a lot of those Calypsonians will also be healed from their dumbness. So you guys take care and blessings to each and everyone. Bye.
Oh, Lord. So true. Everybody gonna get back their voice, including the Calypsonians, the UNC in power. Come like they get, some people need to get antibiotics in order to cure sickness. All of them know, as you ain't seen power again, go get the antibiotics to talk again. Yeah, to talk again. They don't want to go and get an antibiotic drug when Raul and the PNM was in power. No. Because the Freddy, what's your mouth? It's you, Gosso. Hello, you're disturbing me. And you say you're like a real bully. All of them going and watch Kamala Prasad beat Sessa as the antibiotics that they need. But hear what? They get the antibiotics to fix them. But they're going and turn around their nasty self to pressure this woman. She must work miracles in less than 6 months. And people good enough. Nice. While we are doing that, I have to thank Dr. David Lee again yesterday. When people do good, they do good. And when they do good, I have to thank them when they do good, man. Yeah. He did well. Initiative by a MD, man. What a great initiative. Oh boy, Trinidad and Tobago, don't shoot the Pitbull radio. Right here at County Central, yes, Dr. David Lee's office. What an initiative by a MD, man. What a great initiative. Today, Saturday, before school open, hundreds of youths, hundreds of kids will be coming right here at County Central and getting their hair cut to go back home to school. Come on, let me show you. What an initiative. As well, you can see everything set up real nice. Watch me. I'm feeling good for the children, man. As you all see, airport, all barbers, everybody inside here. Again, a great initiative by Dr. David Lee. What are them people? All these young people here. All these young children in County Central. And we're going to organize a trip over 100 and something kids. Over 100 and something kids will be getting trimmed here today. Again, what an initiative. And all these seats set up real nice. Nice, well, let's see how the police set up. Again, we must say Trinidad and Tobago. Kudos to County Central, MP Dr. David Lee, and this initiative, airport, and all these barbers coming out here today to make sure that all these young children, school children, boys, get a haircut before school Monday opening. School opening Monday, please God. Again, a great initiative by Dr. David Lee. Wow. I don't know if I take a haircut too much. Yeah, the Pitbull going to take a haircut too, you know. Yeah.
Skinny fabulous.
Down here to the airport.
Cause when we roll, we don't roll alone. Together. Skinny fabulous. Together. Marshall. We don't see color. Yardin. Together. Harvest world. Anywhere that we go, you feel I'm moving up here with me. With me. When we come to we must have fun, turn up like a heart. Everybody jumping up together, mash it up together, wave it up together. Cause when we roll, we don't roll alone. Skinny fabulous. Together. Marshall. We don't see color. Yardin. Together. Prophet's word. Together.
Everyone, my name is Jamon Carlson. I am the owner, the founder, head barber at the Airport Barber Shop.
Tell us your name and your age and what you do. Hello, I'm Tiffany.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So I must say again, hats off again to Caroni Central MP, Deputy Political Leader of the UNC. One of them, Dr. David Lee, for your great initiative. Because you know some people can't afford to go to Baba, you know.
Our typical haircut is about $80.
Yeah, boy, it's expensive.
Yeah, a typical haircut is about $80. I suppose for the kids might be a little less. But the fact is that is a cost by itself. If you have 3 children, 4 children, even if one these days, I mean, you could divert that money elsewhere. But of course, what I have observed with that situation, as far as haircuts and so on, is that on this side of Trinidad, haircutting takes a different perspective, you know, Andy. The kids doesn't want their hair to cut. They go take a mark, and then they want it flat, or especially those secondary boys, and you see it. What I consider to be that a hair kind of thing, they will go to school with, and because there is a rule that does not interfere with people's choice of hairstyle, that is permissible. Now, in my days, firstly, I can see that parents will allow their child to go to school in that state of hair. I may be old-fashioned, but I know a low cut will provide a situation where you could easily brush your hair, pass a small comb, and you could go to school. Now, the unfortunate situation with allowing this head of hair to grow, this turf of hair to grow and remain there, is that many of them cannot go to school or will not go to school because they didn't get somebody to comb the hair. You understand what I'm saying? So that means a lot of class time.
But we don't need combing up the hair so like the girls. So me understand that, you know, boys supposed to trim the hair nice.
I have a serious problem with that. So my son has been transferred to a school closer to me here, and when we went to the barber to trim we brought the barber to the facility here to trim because it's not too far from the school is not too far from here, just next door. And he felt that he had to keep the hair on his head. And I had to tell him that he is a leader. And wear your hair style with pride because you're going to school to learn and not for style. Even though you may have peer pressure. You know what transpired? In the beginning, of course, he was wearing his cap and so on, hiding his hair. I said, but take off that and get out there. You are a leader. You know, almost every parent one day caused the child hair to be trimmed because you could set, because they know it's the right thing to do. Why it is that a child must not be able to go to school because somebody wasn't around to plait or to comb out the hair in a particular way and so on. No, this is about school. This is about education. This is not about style. And in this part of the country, these kinds of warp values, and I'm saying so without fear of contradiction, that kind of warp value is not conducive to optimum educational advantage taken. Understand that, parents. You are in charge. Insist that, because why a child must not be able to go to school because he didn't get his hair plait, and you give way to the girls. They would plait. You will provide.
But let me see it, man, so we could see your expression and thing. We're not seeing how vexed he is with that. how upset you being a former teacher was at
Yeah,
once
yeah,
a children.
but I having a camera problem, so that is why you're not seeing me. Otherwise, I would have done it. Right?
Go ahead.
But I thought I should make an intervention on this matter because it is so what I consider to be inconsistent with good brought up. See, one, good control by parents, and the fact that how the hell a boy child could lose education time because somebody wasn't around to plait his hair or what his hair. This is not about style. This is about going and get into your head that which is being delivered in that institution and in that environment. That's what that is about. So when he went out there with his head uncovered, I noticed that all of the boys around his age, suddenly they are trim and slim and well groomed. And I say, well, this is what your job is, to lead. You don't make others lead you because you know it is wrong. Why the hell I must look for somebody every morning to plait your hair, or every 3 days as the case may be? And sometimes, of course, is a problem because they can't bathe properly because they don't want to wet the hair. The hair cannot, of course, dry in a quick time. And if they bathe overnight and they wet the hair, they have to go to sleep with the hair wet and creating more, of course, health issues, more than, of course, people in these parts could afford. Understand that, people. You are in charge. Whether you are a parent, whether you are a guardian, whether you are you take on the responsibility because you may be the eldest in the family, but you cannot have that situation existing and expect that kind of focus not to take away from the educational opportunity. I see them going to school with dada here and so on. The next time they go change the sign and plait and so that is consuming too much time, and it is costly as well. Costly in more ways than one. Right? So I want to say kudos to the deputy political leader, one of the deputy political leader of the UNC, and of course Minister of Housing, Mr. David Lee, Honorable David Lee. But the fact of the matter is that there is a lot of lesson in that. You take one cut and it's good for the whole term possibly, or you may have to take just 2 cuts for the term, and you are well on your way to making sure that you do not miss any educational opportunity. And I'm extending that to the secondary students in particular who have that propensity to have style as a priority over your books and your computers, as the case may be, in order to at the end of the day, you are able to make choices when you would have become an adult, having made use of your educational opportunities. That is what this is all about. I thought it was important, of course, to share that with the population and the
no problem, man.
Public lesson.
No problem, man. Go ahead, Lenny. Morning to you.
Yes. Good morning, brother. Good morning to you and the lovely viewers on my most favorite program here and in the United States and in Trinidad, to Lennox and to Mickie K. Just 2 small things that I want to refer to this morning. The first is the killing of those Venezuelans by the United States. I don't remember, but I almost certain, I'm stand to be corrected. Some years ago, 7 guys got killed out somewhere in the Boca. And 2 of those guys, I went to primary school with them. And as the reports, if I remember clearly, maybe as I said, I stand to be corrected, it was a drug deal that went bad. And it's the same thing that those 11 Venezuelans, a life lost is a life lost. I agree, I am a human being. And the outrage is so, I mean, where was the outrage when those 7 Trinidadians, like I said, they both were doing wrong things, bringing drugs into the country. But where was the outrage for those 7 lives that were lost who were Trinidadians? And the outrage I'm hearing for these Venezuelans who got killed And the worst set of things you hear about the United States and Trump is a criminal. I don't agree with a lot of things that he is doing. But what he did, as far as that is concerned, that was the right thing to do to help save our country, Andy. I wish Trinidadians would get that in their head. It have destroyed this country. Like a caller just rightly said, sometimes it's 500,000 lives are lost every year in this country. Young, old, black, white, indifferent, through drugs, man and woman. The second issue is CARICOM, Andy. And every time I hear the name Barbados, I'll give you a little story. I told you I have one kid. I have 8 kids, but one was born in Trinidad, the first one. And in 1983, I was bringing him up to live with me. And in those days, BWI stopped in Barbados. So she said to me, Dad, I want to get something for my stepmother. So we got off the plane and we went into the duty free. And in those days, I used to drink a lot. So I bought a couple bottles of sugarcane brandy, and she bought some gifts, and it came up to almost $600. And I had $600 TT in me. I remember it very clearly. And I stood in line and came up to the counter. My daughter is standing next to me. And as soon as that cashier saw that $80, she frowned her face and yelled, "We don't take that money here." Oh my God, Andy. I blew my top. I said, let me tell you something. When you all wanted it to build this woodlice infested airport, it used to be a wooden airport in Barbados, wooden. Whose money? Whose money that built this airport? Whose money? She couldn't answer. I said, it is this same money that you're refusing. I understand that you don't take it no more, but the manner in which you said it, it was very disgusting, and I laid out to her. So I see she motioned for the security guard to walk over. And as he is walking over, now as a U.S. citizen already, I have my U.S. passport in my hand. All I heard a voice in the back of me said, "Hey, Mr. Security, don't you touch that guy or say nothing to him. He's a U.S. citizen. He did nothing wrong." And when I looked back, he said, "Don't be afraid, I'm here. I am the U.S. ambassador to Barbados." And Andy, that is the 14th of August, 1983. And I have never stepped foot back in Barbados. You understand what I'm saying to you? So when I listen to CARICOM and they're talking about the Prime Minister and the one from St. Vincent, they all, you ever hear any Trinidadians say, "Oh, I'm going to leave Trinidad and go and live in St. Vincent, or go and live in Grenada, or I'm going to Jamaica"? You don't hear that, but they all want to come in that beautiful island. Like I said, Trinidad is still one of the greatest places in the whole world, with all the flaws that we have, and that will be straightened out, you know? Anyway, brother, I just wanted to get that off my chest because it was on my mind all weekend, and I hope you all are seeing better days. And like I said, as soon as I'm ready to come, I'll call you and let you all know so we could get together, brother. All right? Have a nice day, Andy.
All right, Mr. Lenny.
And I'm praying for you all. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Lennox.
Yeah, there is tremendous validity in what you're saying. When I went to Grenada some time ago, they were using the Trinidad and Tobago $1 bill, the red, to decorate their maxi taxis. Because they simply cannot change it there, or it is not legal tender in Grenada. So I could expect that to be in all of the Eastern Caribbean countries as well, which of course includes
Yeah,
Barbados.
but
Yes.
but I didn't mind if she has said it in a manner, sir, we don't accept that money, but it's in the manner in a Bajan twang, how she said it, as though we are scorned. It was scorned money. So I had to let her know it's our money that you all got to build this new airport, that you have here, because the other one was wood lice. Okay, brother. So you all keep
Yeah.
good, and I wish you all the best.
And a slight diversion, of course, we have the Antiguan government threatening the present government for the balance of monies that came out as a consequence of the collapse of Clico Financial. So we have that to treat with as well, the government. But of course, you could sense a sense of disrespect and maybe a slight antagonism, and maybe looking at it as if the table has turned in their favor. We have seen Sylvinson acting in a similar manner, and of course we can go further afield to attach that kind of attitude towards Trinidad and Tobago. In other words, we have been losing our hegemony edge, meaning that our influence in the region, and it being replaced by, of course, other players. Let's hope that Guyana will take its rightful place as the largest emerging economy in the Caribbean and the fastest growing one, having regard, of course, to its almost 1 million barrel oil production capacity these days, and therefore a lot of foreign exchange is now flowing into there. So much so that they are complaining that Trinidad businesses that are, of course, there in groves are now exchanging in Guyana or getting U.S. money in Guyana and coming to Trinidad to, of course, manage their foreign exchange shortage situation here in Trinidad for their own businesses. So quite a lot of developments taking place in terms of the change of the geopolitical Caribbean dynamics as we speak. Go ahead, Andy.
Nice. Hold on.
Morning, Andy.
Hold on. Lennox, fix the camera, man. It coming across real boring because I sit down here, everybody watching me. You talking and they're not seeing you, so it's not professional at all. So it's either you fix the camera, and come on when you're talking.
I don't want to take off the system and reboot. That's why.
Oh, go ahead, caller.
Yeah, this. I apologize for coming back inside. This is the Martin again. And I want to flesh out an issue with what is happening and all the clapback from Tutor and NPTA. Remember, I said they have been populating the media. They are two PNM party group populating the media and pontificating their view on the security that is going to be part of the school. That is the policemen managing the security of the schools and things like that. What a lot of people have failed to identify, one of the most important stakeholder in all of this is the future of our country, is the school children. And I am not seeing anybody hearing their views. And I am talking from experience, being part of a chairman of a school board and being part of a PTA. We dovetail the child, one of the school pupil was on the school board. And what we did is to hear his view, because he represented the student body in an ad hoc manner, meaning that the principal would have chosen him to sit on the school board and he would have gotten his little stipend from government and things like that. So he came to the school board to give his view as to what. And that is not basic. I'm not hearing that with respect to all of that. And I think it might be important to hear what a student from the school representing anything would have to say all of this. And from my utterances, from my interaction with that particular pupil at the school board level when I participated, there's a lot of important views that the student would have wanted the school to do. And one of it is that, and this is a young child, 11 years old in common entrance, would have said, too much bullying. They are intimidated by the bullies in the school. And even though the principal takes action, the school administrator, the supervisor 1, 2, and 3, and by extension the ministry was very lackadaisical in dealing with those things. So I think we have to get the views of the population, the school population. The most important stakeholders are the children. I go and have a nice morning.
That's what we talking about there, man, Lennox Smith, man. You are teacher, school open back. You ought to be here, let the people let them see you talking. Don't you hear you like the ghost whisperer?
Well, you know, necessity, they say, is the mother of invention. Well, of course, I had to experiment a bit without having to reboot. And, of course, I was, in fact, successful. Not that I'm not familiarizing myself with the technology, as you would have noticed. Anybody who would have followed the evolution of Lennox Smith and this technology from the beginning, when only used to mama guy me with me too. Why only had only smartphone. Today is, of course, technology.
Technology.
Right? So,
go ahead, Mr. Tunapuna. Mr. Barpo, you'll be after Mr. Tunapuna, Mr. Barpo. Go ahead, Mr. Tunapuna.
Good morning, Ground Report Tunapuna here. Fellas, under the Ground Report family. I don't know what the hell wrong with these people in Trinidad and Tobago. The school violence is so I can't find a word to describe it. It's so terrible. The government is seeking to put things in place. If it means that they have to have armed policemen, they're not mixing with the children. They're in a security booth on the outside and what have you. And you see the level of crime you have seen, these people have gangs and all this kind of thing, invading in school and all this thing. What is wrong with that? Look at how much shootings you have in America, in schools and what have you, universities and whatnot. And the situation has changed dramatically. And therefore, if it calls for that, I don't see what the hell, you know what would happen? They won't happen? That somebody walk in a school and shoot a teacher or do shoots up, something like that. And then they're going to say, well, the police should get the police and them arms and ammunition and what have you. This is to show you the hypocrisy of this thing. But everybody wants to dictate to this government what they should do. When I tell you what I say that, for instance, the CARICOM leaders who want to tell this Prime Minister and the government how they should run this country, what they should do and shouldn't do, how they should keep their mouth shut when looking on international affairs and whatnot and things. I just seen all these CARICOM leaders, so-called CARICOM leaders, who when it was CARICOM, it was come and carry, that's what they used to do. And the gentleman just raised a nice issue there, where the Barbados people and what have you, and all of them who spitting on me now, is all of them who enjoy our wealth, all them CARICOM regions. But nobody was doing nothing for them. It is Trinidad and Tobago, with all oil money, that help all of them that today they're standing on their own 2 feet and they're treating with contempt and scorn. But I ain't nothing. We will survive. I want to just draw attention on something again. You look at it, I see on the papers yesterday that is Emily Elias and them calling for the government increase the interest rate and whatnot and whatnot. It's strange. Emily Elias and I'm getting hundreds of millions of dollars of contract under the PNL. Foreign exchange and all kind of things was disappearing. They never was concerned about that. But all of a sudden, all you want to tell this government, hey, increase interest rate in the through central bank and whatnot. So the bank and them now will up the interest rates and whatnot and put more pressure on the poor people. I'm telling you, this is a conspiracy with the 1% people and to make this government look bad, This is something that we have to watch with a hawk eye. that everybody is doing things and saying things that they want this government to commit themselves to because of some of the promises that they made in the election campaign and on the manifesto. They want this government to feel bad so that they could say, you see, when they tell them they go do this, they go do that, and look at what on. And what they go say that the PNM was governing the country properly and what on. There's another issue with respect to this American thing where they shoot down this craft, as they say. People calling it AI, is artificial intelligence, is manufactured thing and whatnot and whatnot. America have technology that they know, and they scan the thing. I read it on the papers, one Anthony Gonzalez, some so-called expert, they talk about foreign affairs and all this kind of damn nonsense on the papers. And people say what? That the American government, why didn't they intercept the boat rather than shooting it down? Andy, let me ask these dotish people something. How much boat they have intercepted with drugs, and it still continue? The only way and the only means that they could threaten these people are there. Hey, if we catch you outside here with the drug, we're going to lick you up. And that is something that could have a specific effect on these so-called drug traders and smugglers and whatnot. But by just arresting them and whatnot, the trade will continue. But the mere fact that these trade drug dealers and them see that the American government is shooting down the craft, they say, hey, you see we had a pull back. We had to pull back.
You are so right, and not only that, Tunapuna. You see the immigrants that was playing, they want to take chance of going on P-Rock 2 to play the comment Trinidad. Them and all go so wrong because I and all, even if I want to come Trinidad on a P-Rock, and it's a set away, I remember I could be saying, them ain't gonna know we just as immigrants just trying to get across to Trinidad. They might think it's a cocaine in this boat here and shoot we all the waters. You see, for now, let me not go no P-Rock to play going across Trinidad side, right? But that help in that way too, eh?
And Ali, when you look at it, how much of our local fishermen was involved in the trade? Huh? That they get
and vice versa. Trinidadians, if they are smugglers, and the government and the prime minister did in fact warn those seafarers, if you want to call that, those fishermen, if you are caught engaged in illegal activities on the other side of the border, don't expect any assistance from Trinidad.
Right.
But you made the point that Trinidadians as well, who are engaged, must also be fearful of that possibility that it could happen to them as that 11 in that boat that was, of course, destroyed by American strike.
And Lennox, if it is that these people, you see, these fishermen is a bunch of hypocrites, you know. Because if you watch what was happening in the southern peninsula down here, Itacas and Cedros and what are the level of crime? The amount of illegal immigrants, Venezuelans and Cubans and all them was arriving there in that part of the country, bringing in guns and ammunition and whatnot. And that was a point, a trading point for drugs and guns and whatnot and things. How come all of a sudden these fishermen so concerned? Why all they didn't raise it? Come like just like the chamber comes on them, and I always say that. They always talk about white-collar crime and white-collar crime. A bunch of hypocrites. Because the same business people, including that from the banking sector, who were involved in white-collar crime and whatnot, why all they didn't report them to the respective authority? No, all they didn't do that because all his partners in this trade. And I am saying the time has come now that this government, bold and brave, you may have to take some decisions that, it may be unpopular. But hear what I think. Nobody dictates for this government because the Prime Minister, and when you listen to Sean Sobers and all of them, the Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, I think, and you could see, and they on top of the board. Whereas with PNM government, nobody was spokesperson, as ministers with the respective ministries, It is Cho Chung, Imbad Rowi, and them to speak on their behalf, on their ministry. But in this case, this government, every minister has the responsibility to speak out on issues affecting their respective ministry. That is a big difference. And I am saying, You see, Keith Rowley and them are telling you this, Andy. Keith Rowley knows that he hand up in the Jeffness because of the investigation going to take place against him and water. What about all them, the $700 million drug deal and thing? And look, you here in Lennox, Andy, that Northern Peninsula down there, that Chagarama area thing, that boats are coming in, they're not being searched by the Coast Guard. Things are allowed to pass, as the King Austin say. Unscrupulous men who let everything pass by. And this thing, this drug trade has the tendency to influence and to influence high officials in any country. They tell you that is a phenomenon that from the government you could think incriminating that. The judiciary, the police, the banking sector, the business sector. I listen to this next one again, this recuperating drug addict. Gary Aboud. Chastising Kamla for the statement she made with respect to this American thing and whatnot. But I want Gary Aboud to remember something. They say the biggest drug importers in this country over the years gone by was the people who were involved in the cloth importation. And Gary Aboud, you remember the name Jimmy Aboud? He was one of the biggest importers of cloth in this country. These merchants and them, the Syrian community. And this was stated, Lennox, if you could bear me out, that these were the people who were bringing in the drugs. And you want to come and tell Kamla about this and that and what other thing? Huh? Well, they should shame. Because if it is that is true, that the cloth merchants and them was involved in that, then there's figures are pointing at your father, Gary Aboud, and all the other business people who were involved in the clothes industry and whatnot. So I just want to show you, this thing that Kamla is doing is affecting not only the drug dealers, but the business people, the entrepreneurs who are involved in this thing, including that of some of the last government. Because we had then two attorney generals, Reginald Amo and Faris Al-Rawi, how much ministers of national security and all these things that we had there. And absolutely nothing was done. We now come into government in 3 months' time and look at the decision that this government is taking to curb and to cut out all these damn wrongdoings in this country and to reduce crime. And as rightfully said, you have to hit it with its root. And those business people who are involved in the criminal activity, they're the ones who are going to be speaking out and criticizing Kamla for supporting America. No? But America is the one who feeling it because they're white. Their country is being turned into zombies because of the drug addiction and the amount of drugs coming from Central and South America. And Andy, you know what some people saying? The same Anthony Gonzalez saying, why they don't go to the source, the manufacturers of who producing the drugs, Mexico and Colombia and whatnot. Them tail have been marked off, they have been cut off, they have been monitored by the American government. This is why they decide they can't do no shipping and transshipment from those countries, and therefore they were using the Venezuelan thing and the Venezuela, Ecuador, and these people. But what is strange is Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, and who are the main players in this drug trade, is supporting the American government in this thing because those countries, the government is having pressure in dealing with the drug trade, and the America can't go into them country and destroy them, the labs and them that produce the drugs. No, that is left for the government there. But the government, they have been, the tax on side. And therefore the American is taking that initiative that is helping them. Because you know why? When government officials in them countries take a decision against the drug trade, they end up dying. They end up
Thank you.
Right, Andy? So
Thank you very much.
Kamla Pasabi says, continue doing what you're doing, baby.
All right. Thank you very much. Remember, we had to get back Barapo. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see. Barapo. Barapo?
I think one issue that was left out of the discussion as far as Emily Lass is concerned, that he was uncharacteristically critical of both Rowley and the former Minister of Finance. The man say that Imsworth is the worst Minister of Finance. We should be reading excerpts of that. I mean, it was brutal. It was savage. It was attacking, of course, and said that that he was allowed to do what he did to Trinidad and Tobago as far as the foreign exchange is concerned, borrowing money to pretend that they augmenting our foreign exchange, borrowing money, and then he said that was done under the supervision of Rowley. And then, of course, one time my mind went back to the fact that Rowley said that that same man bankrolled his attempt to undermine Manning. So there is, of course, some serious, and of course, it has generated a lot of conversation, because he is saying that the present government has been put in a straitjacket, so to speak, and that the exchange rate should move from where it is to $9, and that the present government would have had all justification for it, and then the adaptation and maybe the increase, of course, probably you have more confidence than most people that the productivity and the benefits to be derived for our local manufacturers will now be such that they will be able not only to produce more and export more, but because of the adjustment of the exchange rate, they could keep their money in Trinidad rather than banking it elsewhere, because of the inequity, or should I say, the lack of appropriate exchange rate for the US dollar in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, it was expansive, but it was highly critical of Imsworth, calling Imsworth the worst Minister of Finance, a man who seemed to have pretended to be what he is not, and at the same time generated the disaster that is Trinidad and Tobago. Those are his words. Emily Elias, I think we should read some parts of it.
Andy? Nice. Go ahead, Mr. Barpo.
Good morning again, gentlemen. Gentlemen, you see, a country could have how much wealth and resources and things. It don't mean nothing if you don't have a discipline and respectable population. And that is where we are today. We don't really have that disciplined, respectable population. And it goes back now to the haircut initiative. People don't realize how important that little haircutting initiative is for when you're growing up. It instills a certain amount of discipline in a child from small. I could remember growing up, my hair never grew longer than ½ inch, because my father would make sure, and me and all my brothers and things would always have a clean haircut. He does always say, make sure around your ears, don't want no hair to disturb what you just be hearing when you go to school, so that you could pick up everything. So we little batters used to be clean around there. You sit down, and only the front of your head used to have a little patch of hair to just make it, pull it on the side to make you feel like you have hair on your head. And that discipline was instilled in me from small. You had to make sure and clean your shoes. If you have a black shoe and you don't have polish, you have to get a piece of coal and make sure that shoe is black and shiny. If you have a white shoes, you have to make sure that all that shoes white like lily. You can leave the house and go to school without your pants iron with a seam, your shirt, the collar straight and neat, and you're walking going on the road with your little coconut oil on your foot, so that your foot will look white like them young Kobo young one of them. And all that was discipline, that you had to groom yourself into making sure that you respect everybody when you're coming from school and all this kind of thing. We lost that. Nowadays, when you see them little youth man going on to school, You know who's boy and girl from behind? Because some of them had a hair long. Some of them had a hair in all kind of style and thing. And when you go to school and you sit down in classroom and all you only studying is my hairstyle. I want to have my hairstyle like Jay-Z one. I want to have my hairstyle like this one here. You feel you have any time to study and be disciplined in school? And that is where we need to go back and understand that there's some things in society, some things in our lifestyle we can't change. And those simple little things of making sure. I could remember when my wife go to work and thing early in the morning, and I had to take my daughters to school. I just have to comb the hair and thing. So the only hairstyle I didn't know was a ponytail. So I would grab all the hair together and put a ponytail and then plait the piece in it and put a bow tie on it. But the way how I used to pull that hair, up to nowadays make joke and say, Daddy, you responsible for where their forehead start. Because I used to pull back all that hair tight. All the eyelid and thing pulling back to the back of the head, because I want to make sure every hair neat and put that woogie thing and then put a bow and plait it up and thing to make sure that they go to school looking decent and all these kind of thing. And they grow up to be well-disciplined, respectable people. And we have lost that somewhere along the line because of PNM in the country, where when you're trying to do things the right way, they always have something to oppose it. Let them. Remember, it had a big issue where somebody wanted to have a Rasta hairstyle, and when they tell them that they cut it and thing was a big bacchanal, and they jump out and talk as if a dotishness. That is why our society have deteriorated where we have deteriorated. We lose the basics of grooming and disciplining our children. And then again, it come back again to children making children. A man had 10 different children all over the place. The only time you see them is when you see time come to drop a little sneakers or some kind of thing. How we expect our society to develop? So we could have all the resources in this country. If we don't have a respectable, disciplined population, it don't make sense. And again, as I always say, you could be Indian, you could be African, you could be Chinese, you could be white, you could be cat, you could be dog. But just don't be PNM and you'll live better. Have a good morning, gentlemen. Take care later. And you eat it again, boy. Yeah.
Yes, man. I have to take this call. I saw this call will be on Lennox Smith. It must. I know this call will be on Lennox Smith. They always say Lennox Smith, they talk rubbish. This call they say, yes, Mr. Arima, a pleasant good morning to you, Mr. Arima.
Good morning to you, Andy, and good morning to you, Mr. Lennox. No, I'm not rubbish. I'm not talk. I just talk the reality of things. He just try to skew things to make it, beneficial. I am a person about sovereignty of a country. I'm not about selling your country rights to any other country. That is not how it is. You understand? God didn't never give America no will to see over the world at all. I'm not against America per se, but they have to do what they want to do, and that's how it is. And it have a side who go follow and a side who not following. And I am the one who is not a follower. I'm about sovereignty of a country, right? And a country is free to choose whoever they want to deal with to do business. And then you see how America unite India now with Russia and China. And I don't know if you all saw it in the 80th World, the Memorial Day in China, right? Because they want to bully them and tell them 50% sanction. That's like how they want to go to China. They say, what the hell was it all there? We're going to India, and with India told them, and he went to China, and India and China have little problems, but they had to settle the differences, and you understand? Because the bully want to take over the world, because why? This is a country that it failed. They just failed to realize now that the world not on them again concerning the hegemony, the bully tactics and so on. So they themselves are the ones who created their own problem in the world, right? Because China do business with other countries, Russia and all that, India do business, but they don't bully people and tell them if it's a socialist, if it's this or that, you can't side with us, you have to change your government. No. They are about respect, and that's what China is always say. You want respect and so on. But these bullies in the north,
But at no point in time, Trump mentioned about anything about attacking Venezuela or regime change in Venezuela or anything. The man never mentioned none of them things. So I'm shocked you are talking like that. And next thing I want to ask, next question, second question, you cover all two. What's your thoughts on the Trump administration blowing up that drug boat that will have all drug lords from Venezuela now frightened to move it aboard because Trump will blow them up? And it will also have Venezuelans not wanting to take pirogue to migrate to Trinidad and Tobago shores. And it will also ease up Trinidadians and Venezuelans playing the taking the pirogue from Trinidad to go back to Venezuela to get guns and drugs and all them kind of bacchanal. Because everybody frightened to take a pirogue right now. Drugs had to come in. Human trafficking had to come in. The migrants had to come in. What do you think about that? Did you think Trump did a good thing there?
Well, first of all, what's his name? Andy. All countries supposed to seek its borders, to protect its borders. Not no other country from no other country coming quite in the Caribbean to come and see about them, right? If the government of Trinidad and Tobago was doing what they was doing long years ago, what they supposed to do, we might have never reached to this. Now I am happy because I'm a citizen of Venezuela too, so I'm glad my people coming across. You understand? It's a different thing. But the thing about it is what do they call it? They supposed to seek a house, fix a house first, which is America, the drug capital of the world, where there's been seen about we have a lot of drugs and so on, and the people are drug addicts. The majority of them educate the children and educate the population over in America so that they wouldn't go to that avenue of taking drugs, right? They're supposed to fix their people first, right? And let other countries see about their drug thing because they want to go to Mexico and tell the president Claudia Sheinbaum that she and all to had to let them come into America come into their country to see about the drugs. What kind of stupid is that? See about all the border inside, all the border, and how come it's so unfortunate that America have 7 army bases in Colombia? Well, I heard Gustavo Petro yesterday, Colombian president, tell them that they had to get all the soldiers up there because they can't use their country, sovereign country, as any base to go and fight any war with Brazil because they want to attack Brazil next. So if you give them that will, they go on and attack Venezuela now, they go and attack Traore in Burkina Faso, they're attacking Brazil, attacking anyway because they're getting through. You understand? And we have to put a stop to that. You understand? No hegemony of no country supposed to be overwhelming to destroy other countries because of what they want to achieve. The people, oil and gas and wealth, right? Because they have a history of that, right? I have nothing against America, but they should seek their own business. Narco Rubio, you know, his family is in drugs too. You know about that? Right? See about your family, the one who will get locked up for 35 years. Right? Right? See about that. See about all the house. Clean all the house. Let Trinidad, Venezuela, and everybody clean their own house or their own thing, right? Or look at say, well, because how come it is that America has 7 bases in Colombia and that drugs still coming out from there? And Mr. Man, all they have it so wrong is 80% of the drugs go through the Pacific. That's on the other side, not through the Caribbean. It's about 10 to 20, 15% is what coming through the Caribbean. And most of them coming through from Colombia side into the Caribbean, right? So all that to get all the facts straight. Stop listening to America propaganda rubbish. CNN, Fox, and all them. You all have old people. They always get me mad at people like all about almost my age or my age, right? And all they're supposed to know what these people did in Iraq, what they did in Libya, right? What did the state of Libya? What did the state of Iraq, right? Trump only trying to create a set of things that's a Heidi Epstein files things he wanted to come out. That's like how Manning Rowley used to put out a red herring when something come out big, push out something like that to divulge your attention. And that's what's going on. You understand? Maduro not attacking nobody. You understand? It's them who coming down in the Caribbean to harass people. And then we'll talk about, he coming there. Who the hell sent for them to come over here? Right? Them is the one who have army bases all over the world. Not China, not Russia, nobody else is them. It's them are the threat to the world. Right? So they had people that get this clear. And I just wanted to talk, I really called to talk about the situation with the schools.
Go ahead, let's hear. Who long they know with Chavez there and Maduro them days. Yeah.
I just send you a lot of videos and about
I just watch them. I just watch them videos here sending the real people saying America is the wrong one and all kind of bacchanal thing there. And they let you know America want to mash up the world and all kind of thing. how they interfere and
No, but
want to be in people
so
business.
we supposed to not, and they use our old bitch like myself. You supposed to know the history of these people. I mean, I'm not, when I talking, so I don't hate America, you know. It's just I don't like the politics because the only good government America ever had in its history was Abraham Lincoln. Nobody else. Because Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, and because of freeing the slaves, they didn't like that, they kill him. The CIA kill him. Boom, dead. You understand? They're in a mess. They have to fix the house. You can't go and say because I could have done drugs in my life. I never smoke marijuana, I never take drugs. Right? Why? Because the teachings I get from home. So if it is that America don't want no drugs and so on, which they wanted because they're trying to block other ways, because you have 7 bases and the capital of drugs in the world is at Colombia, Bolivia, and Ecuador. Ecuador is send the president, no, but he just send drugs, they say. I don't know how true it is with because it was confirmed that they had right into Europe through his banana exports because he the president they export banana for years, right? And they get in Europe. He was sanctions or not sanctions, but you know, they catch up as he is the one who doing it. But America attacking Ecuador. Why? Because they have a puppet like how they just want to put in all countries like what they want to do in Venezuela. You understand? They put a puppet so they could control the wealth of the country and, you know, have person inside. Right? That's all. Yeah, but coming back to the school thing. Cameron them supposed to come out now and attack and Roberts and them deal with this Chinese man from the tutor. You understand? Because I find it too ridiculous now. I never knew I was a Chinese was running that
That the same Chinese man that signed 4 days before the election, he signed the 4% for them teachers.
Yeah. And then he want to come on top of everybody now and collect 10%. What she think? But they're supposed to come out and expose he. You understand? Yeah, they're supposed to expose he. I find that they're sticking on that man. You have plenty medias like yourself, like what's his name? Lennox and all. I'm not against Lennox, but Lennox, let's stick to Trinidad politics. He really know too much about outside, right? And they're supposed to come out and talk about these things. Right? I want to hear Lennox talk about Gaza. I want America financing the war in Gaza, how they overthrow the Palestinian government and so on, how they kill the Palestinian prime minister in these days. I hear nobody. One thing is just hush to divert attention to Venezuela, but by the time they're killing, they're murdering children, babies, mothers, and so on in Palestine, right? With the help of America and Israel. You understand? Fire burn all that. And you understand? You see that man they call Tunapuna? Talk one heap of crap this morning as normal. Sometimes they talk some sense. I mean, they just talk too damn long, boy, and they get a man a chance now. Like talk all the time now. Nobody say nothing. Come out to the point.
So this morning, Tunapuna talk real crap.
But he just talk a lot of crap many times. You understand? Many times. Because he have a forum and he always prolong. Oh God, give him a short time and then everybody waiting to make a contribution. You understand? Sometimes contribution is all right. I just like it and so on. But some people talk about nonsense in my book. You understand? Like some people will like it because I always say, you understand? He's a fella, he would ask. Yeah.
Send me the video where the Chinese man, where he talking about 10%. The what 10%? You will send me that video now. I will go on the attack on him. And as you said that you like Lennox, but Lennox must not talk outside politics, geopolitics. Stick to Trinidad because you don't know nothing about outside politics.
No. Yes, what I'm going to follow CNN and Fox and all America-based news. That is the medium what they're using for donkey years to attack countries and to bully countries. And because no matter whoever sits in the government, Fox don't like Trump at all, right? But when they see to deal with external things, they just come together. You understand? Because remember, America, who's America? Who's really control America? It's not the president, it's some corporation, that big Rothschilds and all them who just really control. You know, Trump might have good intentions, or Obama and so on, but they couldn't carry it through because why? They have a corporation. If they say, no, we don't want that, you know, the corporation says, we don't want that, you know, you have to do what we tell you. And we want you to do this and we want you to do that. Learn some history.
All right, but what about Barapor? Barapor fully supports America. How Barapor is so good, he just make good contributions?
But Barapor, when you talk about local, yes, I'll listen to him. But anytime you're talking about external thing, he something wrong with it. You understand? You have to be real. No, I'm not a biased person. You see, you can't be biased for one side or the other. I just tell them I not for no I am for neutrality. I just tell them I say I supporting what the Caribbean saying concerning the Venezuela situation, right? Like how Mexico, Brazil, everybody saying no no inherency more. I can't say it in English, right? No inherency more in these affairs, right? But this which prime minister who I support, I still support her, talking about attacking. I got attacked with full force, and I don't like that at all. You understand? By keeping myself quiet, you understand? But I'm gonna have to seek Trinidad to be going just what she's doing, right? But I think she should just be a little tone it down a bit.
Oh God, so what? You are saying that you still support Kamala Prasad, sir, but you want she to shut up she mouth with that kind of talk about attack with full force and we will get this. Let me hear.
You remember? Sobers came out first in the beginning and said, right? He said we have our neighbors and we're supposed to. Then after the next day or the same day in the evening time, she come out and we're gonna attack no one. We supporting America. Oh God, if you support America, me I tell you who to support America or Venezuela or whoever it is. But oh God, stay calm now. We know who you support, but don't go and say that because today, tomorrow, because no war going to happen in Venezuela. Not like that going to happen in Venezuela, right? You making yourself be an enemy with your neighbor. You understand? For a bully, which is America. You understand? And knowing the history, and she's an old woman. She's supposed to know a long time the history of America on countries all over the world for dominance and so on. And you go fall into that trap? Come on, man. I mean, she's my leader still. This is the first blunder she make for me, right? Some people might like it. You understand? But anyway, remember Jesus used to walk alone. He had 12 disciples, was stabbing she's back. You understand? What happened? Stabbing him in the back. So I consider myself like Jesus. Let people stop. I know after I finish with this call, a lot of
so you know after this call, you're gonna get Lennox Smith for Barrow Paw and for telling Kamala to shut she mouth with that kind of attack with full. What?
She damn out, yes.
Oh, she damn out.
Yes, she damn out. Yeah, but as I tell you, I think everybody have the interest in whatever it is. All who want to get America visa and who want to get this and who want to get that, they go be talking. In favor that was like about Mia Motley, and Mia Motley when they told her in some African countries, they told them that America like to bully your first thing, take your visa. He said, Mia tell them, take it. It have plenty countries in the world we can visit. We have to go there. You understand? So you just have to be strong. You're not against America, you know. My whole thing, you're not against America because we have trade with them and so on. But you have to know how you're doing things because Venezuela is my neighbor. Venezuela is right next door there, and for years, we never had no conflict and so on. So don't create that. That's all I just saying. You understand? But I don't have nothing against Kamala. Kamala is my girl, but I just don't like that part. That is the first blunder she make for me. Right? And Barco and all of them fellas of them who are pro-America stupidness, that's their business. And for big old men, they're supposed to know history and supposed to know what these people do, right? And innocent people, I want them to talk about Palestine, how they murdering children, they murdering journalists, they're killing a lot of people over there. No, everybody quiet. Right?
So you're saying Barapon them only real good. You love their contributions when it comes into local politics. The real umpire. Exactly. But when it comes to geopolitics, Barapon, Lennox Smith, all of them is a setter, and Tunapuna, all of them is a bag of duns. Oh God.
Failures. I'm telling you. Go on, because I tell you something. If it was younger people, I might understand and we have to educate them. But when it's a big old Dolomok City wood, right? Talking a heap of crap. You understand? That is what I don't get with. Because there's old people talking that nonsense who's supposed to know the history, but I don't know if they have some interest in America or they have some interest with Venezuela or whatever, so they're trying to think, no, partner, let me be real. When we're thinking logically, you just have to weigh the situation, how it unfolds, right? And knowing the history of that country against this country. That country for years, 25 years, 26 years wanted to overthrow a government, a legitimate government from Hugo Chavez. Now they want to overthrow this one. We have it there. It is all there. It ain't like long time ago when you just only had AM radio. I don't know. It have other medias now. We can go and get information. Go and educate all this.
Well, all right. Well, don't talk so long like Tunapuna. You don't say he just talk too long. So let me open the lines for the other people.
What? Andy, I don't call every day. I don't listen every day.
I know.
I just take a day off. So if I get a talk, I should talk the whole program because for all the times I don't call. Okay, well, let me take that time. Okay, you have a great day.
But make sure and stay locked on so you will hear if the people agree with you or not.
Well, no, they will not agree with me, but I know them. Remember, Jesus and Moses saved the people from bondage and so on, and still went back and go with and supported the devil, and these people will go back right. I expect them to change. all I can tell everybody, educate all yourself on the history of America, on the world. Have a great day. I don't talk 14, 15 minutes early. Give somebody else a chance. Thank you, Andy.
All right. Oh boy, these lines are blazing. When me and Lennox want to say some short and see because the people want to come in. Unmute your mic there. Unmute. Oh, God.
I was surprised that it ended there because I was wondering when he would say, well, listen, I don't want to be hypocritical and therefore I will cut off myself. But it appears that he went on and then found it was overbearing. By now, people will be becoming extremely nauseated with, of course, what he said. But what he said, several adjectives came to mind. One, his level of what I consider to be presumptuousness. One, he presumed that I don't know, for example, that most of the drugs, the amphetamine, for example, comes from the Pacific borders of the United States. He presumed that I know that. He presumed, of course, that I am not aware of the situation in Gaza and the American support, and that is not what I consider a secret for Israel. And indeed, of course, what he would not tell us, and that is what I am concerned with.
But what? But don't say what he will tell us. Wait, don't say that yet. Let me just take these quick, at least one or two of them people quick. Go ahead, caller. Let me hear what they say.
You're expecting I know. Yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. We give way to you.
I think I will come off. I would like Mr. Lennox to make a contribution. If anything, I will call back tomorrow.
No.
Right? So I'll call tomorrow. Can't answer. I'll call tomorrow. Don't get nervous. I'll call tomorrow. Mr. Lennox, I want to hear my Lennox. Got time right now. I want to hear him.
No. I want to push in at least 2-3 people.
Yes, so he presumed that, of course, I am not aware, and the world is not aware that it was the Palestinians that created this situation, that gave the pretext for the Israelis to do what they do. Of course, is an over-preponderance of force, is an over-preponderance of, and of course, give them an opportunity to probably engage what some may call genocide. But that means, of course, as I said, I want to focus on what he did not say. What he did not say is that the situation in Venezuela is one where Trinidad and Tobago has a duty as well to act in its best interests. And so when there's a migration of over 7 million and counting from that country as a consequence of the administration's iniquities as far as the Americans are concerned, because he will come back and say that the American caused that, and therefore, but the fact of the matter is that Trinidad and Tobago ought not to be a victim of the internal affairs of Venezuela from the talk that he talk in. Trinidad and Tobago, under normal circumstance, will not interfere, but they have to, because the Venezuelans are here, over 100,000 of them, as a consequence of the conduct of the Maduro administration, whether the Americans have some beef with them or not, or whether it is as a repercussion of not getting to Chavez, as the case may be, is irrelevant. And therefore, the Prime Minister, when she spoke, because let's face it, I wonder what he had to say when the last administration caused a whole summit to be in Trinidad discussing the whole question of the drug trade, the intraport or the transshipment nature of the islands that came together in Trinidad and Tobago's coast. And he has the audacity and the temerity, the gall and the effrontery to tell us that when Kamala Prasad Bisesa said thank you, because vicariously, that is to say that not Trinidad and Tobago is doing, but the Americans utilizing its massive and mammoth, of course, naval and other assets in order to rid the region of the narcotic the narcotic trade and therefore assist Trinidad and Tobago with its own crime and criminality and drug issue, you having a problem with that? Well, I tell you, eat your heart out. I say too that the Americans must be here because we don't have to spend a cent in order to treat it. But however, I also agree that if Venezuela should touch an iota of the Essequibo, then of course Trinidad and Tobago has a duty and responsibility in its own interests. Sovereignty, as he likes to call, that is hypocrisy. When of course there's sovereignty for Venezuela at any cost, but the Trinidad and Tobago must not, of course, defend its integrity or its sovereignty, or indeed the Americans.
The sovereignty of Guyana.
I say to you that no, that is incongruent. That is irrational, and that does not concur with, of course, what he wants for Venezuela. And I agree, finally, that if it is that they touch an iota of the Essequibo, that Trinidad and Tobago must be a staging point, or be made a staging point, to, of course, repel any such excursion or incursion by the Venezuelans. Why? Very simple. There was, of course, the Argyle Agreement, and there was, of course, the International Court Arrangement that says that let the status quo remain, and that there should be no such bellicose language or exercises that would, of course, avoid or preempt the ultimate decision of these, what I consider to be referee entities of an international and experienced nature that both parties have subjected themselves to, and the ultimate decision rests with them.
Nice. We have to let go. It's 10 o'clock. I can't take no calls. I can't play no voice notes. Tomorrow, please God, you all will have you all say, I have an appointment for 11 o'clock. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So I have to leave. Don't forget tonight.
And I like your devil's advocate disposition as far as encouraging the caller. I think it developed some tremendous debate, and I want to commend you for that, even though of course it is ingratiating and of course providing a stimulus for others, of course, to respond on the other side of the argument, and at the same time to bring out some of the irrationality that seem to be deposited in that particular caller for reasons only he alone knows, because it does not conform with the realities of Trinidad and Tobago, and indeed the geopolitics of which he believes he's some kind of expert.
Now, what I want to tell Mr. Rima, lock on early tomorrow morning. For those of you that didn't get your say because we run out of time, send your voice notes. I'm going to play them tomorrow morning early. Mr. Rima, you know you say take a day off today to listen to the program. Well, make sure you walk with your phone. Make sure it has some data. And listen to the response of the people. If you are right, or if them are right, if Lennox is smarter than you, if Boy is smarter than you, if Mr. Tunapuno is smarter than you, is it that them know more equal politics than you, and your brain is only in a little microscopic kind of vacuum? Only for
big terminology, Andy. Wow, I like that. Yeah. Minuscule, infinitesimal.
But only when it comes to Venezuela, you're burning a vacuum. So, but when it comes to Trinidad, you ain't thinking that Guyana is a part of CARICOM, and Trinidad and Tobago is obligated to stand up with its CARICOM brother, and Rowley and them was not doing that.
That's right. Regardless of the proximity or the closeness of Venezuelans ashore to Trinidad and Tobago, the closest country to Trinidad is even closer than Tobago.
Exactly. So, oh boy, Mr. Rima, and all of you that want to have your say, send your organizer and say, Somebody say, Andy, open your dictionary, boy. Oh, boy, that's a big one I used there in today, boy. That was a real big one, boy. Yeah, so so then make sure and look on tomorrow morning, send your voice notes. Well, make sure and play your voice notes. Mr. Rima will be listening. So we will know now who talking Tata when it comes to equal politics and who is smarter than who.
Geopolitics, not equal,
geopolitics. When it comes to geopolitics, who's smarter between Lennox Smith, Master Tunapuna, Master Baropo, or Mr. Arima is the man when it comes to geopolitics? Who would it be tomorrow morning? Same time, same place, right here on the Ground Report. Don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation with yours truly, Lennox Smith. On behalf of the Ground Report team, Lennox Smith and Mickie Kerr, I'm Andy Williams, the Pitbull of radio. We are out of here.
Yes, indeed. Of course, I'll see you tonight on the corridor.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.